This guy is just standing there with a totally blank face, even though the school's hottest girl is right in front of him. While Chu Thanh Ly keeps yapping about how they are not a match and have zero future, Phuong Dich is already fed up and just sighs. Get over yourself. Look, from Queen, I am actually busy. Chu Thanh Ly's face turns beet red from the absolute disrespect. Everyone else is just as confused. Like, did he really just brush her off like that? Right then, massive dark clouds start rolling in. Phuong Dich has only one thing on his mind. Chu Thanh Ly and these people have no clue about the massive crisis about to hit. Money, grades, or whatever society thinks is important, it is all about to become a pile of worthless dust and ash. They have no clue he is a regressor who just traveled back in time from a total apocalypse in the future. To him, the girl standing there is just some stranger from his past. He has way bigger fish to fry right now. Who cares if she is the hottest? Who cares what people think? Everything is about to be flipped completely upside down anyway. This whole thing started last night. A flash of light dropped fragments everywhere, showing insane scenes of what is about to go down. While Phuong Dich was half asleep, a weird voice echoed that in 364 days and 11:59, spiritual energy returns. Once that energy kicks in, the entire world is going to face some seriously crazy and unpredictable changes. Social norms will be tossed out the window, and the era of cultivators is finally about to begin. Power will be the only thing that matters. Phuong Dich stares into the light, watching the floating shards right in front of him. Wait, who are you? A screen pops up to answer. I am a system from the ultimate universe, using top-tier cosmic algorithms. I can automatically create special cultivation techniques based on the spiritual items that you touch. Total techniques currently owned is 0. Phuong Dich reaches out, but as his hand passes through the system screen, a demonic head suddenly appears. After the initial shock, Phuong Dich looks right into its throat and freaks out at the sight of all that blood and death. The system warns him this was the fate of an average guy like you and billions of others on this planet. Phuong Dich freezes as his heart starts to ache. That was me? Memories start flooding back. I remember now. In my past life, I was just a regular guy forced into a corner, struggling to stay alive. Back then, all I wanted was to find a way out of that disaster. I watched nations fall and people suffer, but in the end, I could not outrun those mutated monsters that were chasing me down. I died in total despair, but my soul was full of rage and a need for revenge. I want to reach the top. Maybe that is why this system picked me to come back to the present, exactly 1 year before the spiritual energy officially returns. Right now, most people have not noticed a single thing about the spiritual energy coming back to life. Phuong Dich reaches for the light. During this time, I am going to take advantage of every weird thing this energy creates. The system screen shows it is making a new judgment. Phuong Dich's eyes start changing to a completely different color. The system announces that the host is now bound and a new path has finally been unlocked. Everything in this world can be used as material for the system to edit. Work hard to collect abilities and techniques so you can save the entire world. The scene cuts back to reality. Out on the busy streets, national TV suddenly cuts its regular broadcast to drop an urgent and very terrifying emergency alert right now. The news anchor's voice rings out. Humanity is facing an unprecedented situation, an event that goes way beyond anything we have ever seen in modern history. We cannot find any answers in the past. We can only rely on ourselves to adapt and survive in the coming future. Phuong Dich walks down the street, checking his phone and thinking to himself, that is right, the system said I can use anything. So, if there is a weird phenomenon anywhere, shouldn't I be heading straight there? Suddenly, he sees a news headline. Thanh Huynh University warns students to stay safe and use extreme sun protection measures immediately. The UV intensity at the university has hit its highest level in nearly 100 years. A few people standing nearby see the news and start laughing. Are famous universities really hyping things up like this nowadays? If it were really that hot, we would all be dead already. Total fake news. Did they buy a trending spot for this? He looks up at the sky, feeling like something is seriously wrong out there. Looking back at his phone, the UV index is currently 0, which makes him even more suspicious. Wait, how can the weather be so different there? Thanh Huynh University is only 15 minutes away by car. Something is definitely up with this situation. The temperature at Thanh Huynh is currently reading 74 degrees Celsius. The comments are full of trolls. Where would UV light even come from on a cloudy day? Honestly, it looks like a photoshopped image to me. It is totally fake at first glance. Phuong Dich just smirked at the comments. In this world, when something totally insane happens, most people just roll their eyes and call it a cheap publicity stunt for views. Only he knew that his big first break had finally arrived today. He stared at the sky with his hands in his pockets, grinning. Within 30 minutes, at the empty north gate of Thanh Huynh University, the weather suddenly went completely psycho. The scorching sun was literally baking the pavement, and students were wrapped up tight from head to toe just to survive. Phuong Dich arrived. He was dripping sweat, his face red as a beet. His eyes scanned the campus because his gut told him things here were about to get very weird. Seconds later, the guy noticed something that definitely should not be there. Right in the hottest spot of the sun, tiny golden bubbles were floating in the air like glowing steam rising up from the cracks in the ground. It was totally bizarre. Phuong Dich did not hesitate. He dropped down, his eyes lit up like he hit a jackpot, and reached out to touch a tiny bubble. The second his finger hit that bubble, the world exploded. The system screamed in his head with endless alerts. It detected a massive spike in solar energy and immediately began unlocking the hidden solar attribute data. Suddenly, a sphere of golden light wrapped around him like a shield. Pure energy flooded his body, burning his muscles and bones from the inside out. The pain was brutal, making Phuong Dich grit his teeth and pray for it to end. Drenched in sweat, a massive flash of light blinded the campus, sending nearby students into a total panic as they scrambled to get away from the area. Some stood there jaw-dropped. Is that a real-life superhero? No way. He looks like a chosen one or some actor filming a high-budget sci-fi movie right here. While his soul felt like it was melting, Phuong Dich groaned. Is this done yet? I feel like I am literally turning into steam. Then, the system finally announced the process was complete. He successfully mastered his first technique, the golden sun breath. Meanwhile, over at the main gate of Thanh Huynh University, things were way more chill and crowded. They were busy welcoming the new freshmen with a huge celebration. In the crowd, Thanh Ly was the star. Everyone was staring. Hey, do you need help with your bags? Which building are you looking for, gorgeous? Do you know the way? I can take you there myself. Hey, look at our club flyer. Take a look. If you are interested, maybe leave your phone number for us? People were shoving flyers at her with crazy energy, but Thanh Ly just brushed them off. No thanks. I am good. She walked away, scanning the area. That is when she spotted a couple holding hands and acting all lovey-dovey right in her path. She rolled her eyes, looking totally disgusted. Love brain. Those two were too busy flirting to even notice her. I am so glad we both got into the same city. A 30-minute drive is nothing. For sure, now we can see each other every single day. Right when she was about to barf, a massive explosion shook the entire main gate. The campus speakers started blaring immediately. High temperature alerts in the North Garden. All students must stay away from the North Gate area until further notice for your own safety. Thanh Ly frowned. Weird stuff kept happening lately. She hesitated, then decided she had to go check it out for herself. Meanwhile, back at the North Gate, the golden light around Phuong Dich was fading. He stood there in a faint glow. There was this heavy, invisible pressure coming off him that kept everyone from getting too close. His eyes were sharp and glowing. His whole vibe was different. Intense solar breathing technique detected. You can now start purging your body using the new method. This system was edited specifically for you, so the skill is already fully unlocked. You earned 50 editing points. Phuong Dich looked at his shaky hands. Editing points? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever, I will figure it out. He was not sure what they were for, but anything from the system was not trash. As he calmed his breathing, the sky suddenly turned pitch black. The sun got swallowed by thick, swirling clouds. A sudden wave of freezing air hit the entire area. Phuong Dich closed his eyes and focused on his new breathing method. Soon, the sun popped back out like nothing had happened, but that crazy glitch in the world definitely did not go unnoticed by everyone else. A group of curious students gathered, whispering, Hey, did you see the sky go dark just now? Yeah, I saw it. It actually felt pretty cool for a second. It was just burning hot a minute ago. Look, everyone is crowded at the North Gate. The crowd rushed over, but in less than a minute, the principal showed up, face red and dripping sweat. He was panting and screaming, What do you think you are doing crowding around here? Didn't I send an urgent text to stay away from the North Gate? If you don't report on time, points get docked. Don't say I didn't warn you. That threat immediately sent those students scurrying away like scared rabbits. Everyone kept their heads down, acting like they saw nothing at all. Suddenly, a woman in a black cloak appeared beside the principal, her face hidden, but her voice commanded total respect. Secure the perimeter now. We need a total lockdown of the North Gate. The principal agreed without a second thought. At that exact moment, the system chimed. Host Fang Yi, you have successfully purified the rank A contaminated zone at the North Gate of Thanh Huynh University. Contaminated zones are formed by massive spikes in spiritual energy. The government marks them as anomalies based on their danger level. Fang Yi stood there in absolute total shock. Say what? The government is secretly marking these anomalies? Has someone else already discovered this supernatural stuff? Before he could think any further, a loud, urgent warning blasted right in his ear. Emergency alert. The North Gate is closing. All students must evacuate this area immediately. On the scene, students started gossiping. Hey, is that guy in the uniform military? What is the big deal? Fang Yi frowned. He knew this mess was way too loud. There was no way he could stay undercover now. Having no other choice, he turned around and pulled off a tactical retreat from the north gate. Soon after, that mysterious woman joined the principal. Wrapped in a heavy cloak, she looked like someone with some dark secrets. She scanned the area, knelt down, and lightly touched the ground. Closing her eyes, she brought her fingers to her nose to catch the scent. This was man-made. Has someone else already tapped into the spiritual energy this early on? The principal was busy chasing everyone away. You kids leave now. That is an order. One student hung back, frantically swiping on his phone screen. Hold on, sir. I just gotta post this to my feed first. Hearing this, Chu Thanh Ly turned back, lost in thought. Man-made energy? Are you kidding? This terrifying stuff was done by a person? No way, but that shadow back there was definitely Fang Yi. After overthinking the whole thing, she just laughed at herself. Ugh, don't be so stupid, Chu Thanh Ly. That trashy ex-boyfriend of mine had such pathetic grades. There is no way he could be here at Than Than. A bit later, Fang Yi finally made it back home. He collapsed onto his bed, drenched in sweat and complaining through his teeth. What the hell is going on? This heat is literally coming from inside my own body. Cold showers and AC didn't help. Guess I'm not sleeping tonight. Fang Yi suddenly bolted upright like he had been electrocuted. A sudden wave of anxiety hit him, making his skin crawl. This is bad. I caused such a scene today. What if someone important noticed me? I have to check the news now. He grabbed his phone and scrolled through the feeds. Strangely, everyone was talking about one thing, the Spiritual Cultivation Association. Fang Yi's brow furrowed. Memories from his past life started resurfacing. He remembered a mysterious group online that used to post weird, supernatural training rules back in the day. Back then, everyone thought it was just a joke or some fan fiction for novel geeks. But now that he had been reborn and saw the anomalies himself, Fang Yi didn't dare ignore them anymore. Maybe that strange woman from today was a member of that association. Without hesitation, he went straight to their homepage, where a notice appeared. A list of the different cultivation ranks was clearly displayed. Rank 1, Ghost Gate. Channel energy into the body to build divine power and forge weapons. Rank 2, Spirit Creation. Borrow nature's power to awaken bloodlines. Rank 3, Vajra. Toughen the body until the bloodline is indestructible and master elemental powers. Rank 4, Moon God. Break the world's limits, gather faith, and birth a divine body. Rank 5, Rising Sunday. Control life and death to dominate the universe. The final stage is transcendence, surpassing the cycle of reincarnation. It means mastering the heavenly way. At the bottom, a sentence read, Spiritual energy is currently recovering at record speeds. To keep fellow cultivators from losing their way, we are making these ranks public. We hope you compare yourselves to this guide and avoid the dark path. Fang Yi finished reading and frowned. The content was mysterious and a bit dark, but the layout felt weirdly familiar. It even had a watermark. A message like this really should have come from the official government. Why did it come from some secret society I have never heard of? In his past life, he was just a normal guy. When the changes hit, he just ran and survived. He never had the time or status to care about these mysterious organizations. If I had not been reborn, I would probably be standing in line for food rations right now, just like everyone else. He let out a long sigh, his eyes darkening. Is this a secret signal from the government for those who tapped into energy early? Oh well, I might as well try the golden sun breathing technique for now. Right after, he sat cross-legged on the bed, closed his eyes, and started cycling his energy exactly by the book. In a heartbeat, the spiritual energy inside him started flowing pure and incredibly intense. His whole body felt weightless, floating right there in midair while giving off these brilliant golden flashes of light. Step 1 is the body cleanse, turning yourself into a spiritual vessel to soak up energy and build a divine palace. Fang Yi got so locked in, he became one with the surging energy, and suddenly his entire frame started shaking. A hazy glow surrounded him as his power exploded. 1-star breakthrough confirmed. You can now use your earned edit points. System data can be forced into literally any object. Total edit points available, 50. Fang Yi jumped. He had almost forgotten what those edit points were even supposed to do. The data he grabbed was the golden sun breathing technique, definitely a fire or yang attribute. He read the prompt. Use your points to forcibly inject the data you have collected into any physical object you want. Fang Yi was still scratching his head. Forcibly inject into anything? Like anything at all? What does anything even mean? Right then, the dude reached his hand out toward the table. The screen popped up. Spend edit points to add yang attributes to this item? Yes or no? The cup started floating. Fang Yi grinned. I knew it. This is basically like enchanting gear to give it crazy superhuman powers. If I click yes, This regular old cup is going to become a legit yang-powered magical item. What if I used a gun, a sword, or something else? Could I make my own legendary custom weapons? Based on how this system works, I am not just stuck with collecting one single attribute. Having a whole stash of custom, high-powered weapons is going to be a total game changer later on. He looked at the shiny sword nearby. Maybe I should test this on you? If it works, I will buy a real one. Since I am reincarnated, I need to be fully strapped to handle those mutant monsters this time around. Only one corner of the house was lit. Outside, it was pitch black with a high moon. Phuong Dich had no clue something dark was watching from the shadows, creepy scratching noises and glowing red eyes. More weird sounds kept coming. Phuong Dich felt a chill, woke up fully, and wondered where that rat came from. He jumped up and used his spirit energy to scan the room. Nothing there. The pipes were silent. Maybe it was just the neighbor's pets looking for a hookup outside? With his new super hearing at the Ghost Palace rank, he heard everything. He could easily hear into the next apartment, but realized the scratching was actually coming from out in the hallway. Creeping out and peeking through the door, he saw a dark shape moving silently at the end of the hall. The moonlight hit it just right. Phuong Dich's heart dropped. Holy crap, it is actually one of them, a mutant rabbit twisted by spirit energy. Even with his memories, seeing that thing up close gave him the creeps. In his past life, these harmless creatures had slaughtered tons of people. It was a total bloodbath back then. Meanwhile, a few kilometers away, a girl in a black cloak was standing on the edge of a skyscraper. Under the moon, she whispered, "That rabbit is still loose? It swallowed a dark spirit fruit. It is way too fast." Her radio crackled as her teammate's voice broke through the noise. She answered quickly, "Update me if anything changes. I am on it." Then she dived off the roof like an arrow. Mid-air, she suddenly felt a sinister vibe and started shouting into her radio with total urgency. "There it is. I have caught the scent of that mutant beast again." The target fled into a residential area 20 kilometers away. "I have the coordinates and I am in hot pursuit." She kicked off a wall and flipped through the air. A final warning echoed from the radio. "Everyone stay sharp. It just ate that fruit, so the mutation is not even finished yet. It could keep evolving and getting stronger, so do not even think about letting your guard down." The girl in the cloak moved like a ghost, leaping from one rooftop to the next in the dark. A guy working late at the office happened to look up. He just stared, totally shocked by what he saw. "Okay, I am definitely seeing things now." He rubbed his eyes, muttering about working until 2 a.m. on the 65th floor while his boss yelled at him. Back at Phuong Dich's place, the hunt just hit a fever pitch. That mutated rabbit finally decided to make its move and attack. It blurs forward with insane speed, claws cutting through the air like knives. It's aiming right for his throat with a lethal death bite. Phuong Dich flinches for a split second, but he keeps his cool and regains his focus instantly. His eyes glow as his spiritual energy kicks in, dodging the strike with a blur of motion. His reaction time is definitely off the charts now. He thinks to himself that after breaking through to the Ghost Mansion realm, the changes are impossible to ignore. His hearing and reflexes are sharper, and his muscles feel way more flexible and powerful than they ever were before. Every move that Beast makes is crystal clear, looking like a slow-motion replay in his mind's eye. Still, he doesn't drop his guard. He frowns, wondering why this mutated monster is showing its ugly face so early in the timeline. In his past life, these beasts only showed up way later, but this rabbit swallowed a night spirit fruit, making it go totally berserk with strength and speed beyond the normal limit. If he doesn't stop this thing right now, this entire building will turn into a buffet of blood. Thinking fast, he spins around and grabs its hairy tail tight. The beast shrieks in a panic. Its tail is its weak spot. He channels all his power and hurls it right through the window glass. Glass shatters, echoing through the quiet night. Without wasting a single heartbeat, Phuong Dich leaps out after the creature. Floating in midair with eyes as cold as ice, he gathers all his spiritual energy into one heavy fist. No flashy moves needed here. He throws a massive punch, slamming it directly into the stomach of that freakish beast. In a flash, he punches a giant hole straight through its gut. But the fight isn't over just yet. As it dies, the creature tries to drain the yang energy directly out of Phuong Dich's body. He thinks, "You really think you can handle solar power?" That's a death wish. A bright flash ignites, and then boom, the whole thing just blows apart into a million pieces. The light floods into dark rooms nearby, waking people up from their sleep. Was that a lightning strike? Some guy tries to peek outside to see what the hell happened, but he can't find a single thing. Phuong Dich sticks the landing, while the monster is now just a pile of scrap. He clenches his fist, looking totally badass. That thing was like a hungry ghost trying to swallow my power. He turns to leave when suddenly, a round object comes rolling right up to the tips of his toes. He looks down. It's the mutated rabbit's leftover eye, still wide open and staring back with a deep red hatred. Without saying a word, he lifts his foot and crushes that eye into the pavement without any mercy. He frowns and mumbles to himself. It was a night attribute beast, yet it was desperate to absorb yang energy. It wasn't just crazy, it was starving. That thought weighs heavy on him. The mutation is spreading way faster than he thought. If he was still just a normal guy who hadn't awakened yet, everyone in this place would probably be dinner by now. His gaze turns sharper than ever. To fight off this threat, he knows he needs to collect more cultivation techniques immediately. Meanwhile, not far from his building, that girl in the black cloak from the association finally lands at the scene. She lands as light as a falling leaf, but her eyes go wide with shock when she sees the carnage left behind. Is it dead? Wasting no time, she kneels down, pulls out her spirit energy scanner, and keys her radio to report. Target is down. The body is completely shredded. I'm currently recovering the remaining traces of night spirit energy. As soon as her hand touches the ground, she flinches back by reflex. This heat, it's incredibly intense. It feels like pure yang energy, freakishly clean. It's exactly like the signature we found at the Thon Thon University North Gate. There's no way this is a coincidence. She frowns, lost in thought, before adding more details to her radio report. Headquarters, the rabbit is neutralized, but I didn't do it. It was another cultivator, looks like a new player on the scene. The other side replies instantly. Are you saying the North Gate cleanup and this night rabbit were both handled by the same person? Plus, even though this guy is only at the 1-star Ghost Mansion level, his energy signature is insanely pure. Is it the same yang attribute from the Thon Thon North Gate? The girl asks, confirming the details again. Exactly. Headquarters is running checks, but I'm certain there's no trace of this person in our official database files. An awakened talent like this, the association needs to lock them down as an ally, as soon as possible. Yeah, I agree, she says, packing up the spirit energy. Orders from above put your current missions on hold for now, the voice on the other end commands her. The main priority is tracking down this pioneer, getting them on the books, and ideally convincing them to join our Spirit Cultivation Association. Even as a total pro, she's still a kid at heart. She's lethal on missions, but can't live without her lollipops. Got it. But right now I really need some bubble tea. As she speaks, Phuong Dich's image keeps lingering in her mind. She pictures his back as he walked away, wondering, who exactly is this guy anyway? Honestly, the association wasn't lying at all. A beast with this kind of power is definitely a master. I gotta link up with him. Next morning, sunlight streams through the window. Fang Yi stretches out, takes a deep breath, and looks outside with a totally blissed out expression on his face. The day starts now. This bright sun hitting me is perfect for my cultivation. Getting up early definitely has its perks. Fang Yi throws on a shirt, showing off those killer abs, then sits cross-legged on the bed. He clears his mind and kicks off the golden sun breathing technique. His eyes snap open. Since reaching the Ghost Mansion realm, every time he runs that golden sun breathing technique, he feels energy threads from the art wrapping around his soul mansion. Whoa, am I seriously about to level up again already? He grabs his axe for some basic drills. Cultivation is just like chopping wood, no crazy secrets here, just pure grind and endless practice. Fang Yi grips the handle tight, puts his back into it, and swings hard into thin air. Boom, the system pings. Congrats. You just leveled up to Ghost Mansion Realm Level 2. His eyes flash gold as his body reboots. Every muscle fiber rebuilds and pumps up right before his eyes. He feels his physical power surging. His rank-up speed is crazy fast, mostly because he still had a massive amount of leftover energy from his last breakthrough that hadn't been used yet. From here on out, I gotta take it one steady step at a time. Problem is, my training creates way too much of a scene. I better find somewhere quiet to lay low. In the corner of his room sits that sword he ordered online, still in the box. Meanwhile, over at the Superpower Association office, a middle-aged guy is chilling and sipping tea. He scrolls through his phone slowly with a deep, thoughtful look. He detects a sun-based energy surge. Is it him again? Somewhere else, Fang Yi has quietly tracked down a secluded, empty little lake. He pulls out the new sword, still smelling like paint, and holds it upright. The system asks, "Spend editing points to infuse this with yang attributes?" He says yes immediately. Fang Yi remembers his failed attempt at turning a model into a real weapon. It worked, but the toy just couldn't handle the raw power of the yang energy. Looks like not every random prop can be turned into a proper weapon. This time, he can clearly feel that this sword shares the same energy source as his own body, syncing up perfectly. Right then, a notification pops up. Editing successful. Fang Yi looks hyped and super confident. All right, little guy. Let's see what kind of damage you can do. After a few basic swings, Fang Yi is stunned, speechless. The sword is still glowing like crazy. Holy crap, just a few swings and the lake is basically bone dry. He's sweating bullets and looks stressed. Good thing the forest didn't catch fire, but that was way too loud. That smoke will definitely get noticed. Time to bounce. He just left when that black-cloaked girl from before rushes in. Dang it. I just stepped away to use a discount coupon for some boba tea, and I missed him by a hair. Mercury must be in retrograde, definitely. Wait, a hot spring? And what happened to this Buddha statue? She's so helpless she's about to lose it. God, how do I even fix this? Who can even restore this place? The cleanup crew is going to scream at me for sure. Since that guy showed up, nothing has gone right. She glances back and suddenly freezes in total shock. Wait, no way. Last night he was only Ghost Mansion level 1, and now he's already level 2? Plus, there's a heavy aura lingering. Could it be a spirit weapon? Those are normal tools infused with special attributes to give them absolutely insane top-tier power levels. But these spirit weapons are super rare. Even the association only has about 20% of them. Besides, the spirit cores aren't finished yet and tech is limited, so they can't be mass-produced at all. How did he get one? Ha, I must be tripping. Whatever, gotta clean up this mess first. Better start by cooling down this spring. Meanwhile, Phuong Dich is walking away, totally lost in his thoughts. My weapon has the Yang attribute now, but the system never specified if I'm limited to using just that one single element. The system did mention before that I could edit all kinds of different cultivation techniques though. So if I get another attribute later, can I just stack it onto this weapon on top of what's already there? Suddenly, his phone buzzes. He opens it up to see a string of texts from a random unknown number. Yo, are you a cultivator too? Sorry about this, but I saw your browsing history. I noticed you're following those recent anomalies and even saved that post about the power ranking charts. I've got a few friends, and they're all cultivators too. We hang out a lot and we're looking for more like-minded people to join us. Phuong Dich sighs, realizing he forgot to set his privacy. He keeps reading. There's 3 of us. Ever since the anomaly happened, we've just been sticking together to survive. People who get it, get it. We are just looking for some OG practitioners online to link up with. Phuong Dich replied, I'm just a rookie. The guy hit back, awesome. So, how's the cultivation going, bro? What rank are you? You in a rank yet? That body tempering stage is a total nightmare, honestly. Word on the street is the national team heavy hitters are only at the Ghost Talisman stage. Truth is, we aren't even that far behind those guys. Phuong Dich replied, that's pretty cracked. But inside, he's low-key judging the pros for only being at Ghost Talisman level. Before he could even think, another message popped up. Yo, let me hit you with some top-secret intel. A new pollution zone just dropped. Want to squad up? More people means more safety. Plus, we split the loot evenly. Phuong Dich was actually shook. A new zone? Drop the location so I can check it out. Seconds later, a file arrived. The title read, Comprehensive Data on the Dark River Lava Dragon. Phuong Dich opened the document, and his screen filled with wild illustrations and detailed notes. This zone, called the Dark River Lava Dragon, used to be an underground river formed by tectonic shifts. But since the big change, the original water has been replaced by bubbling lava, turning the place into a natural subterranean furnace. After reading, the guy thought to himself, it has the same sun attribute as mine. Looks like I'm definitely scoring big this time. He messaged back immediately. Count me in. I'm joining the squad. Next morning in the Tan Mok district, where the forests are thick and the mountains are foggy, a crew gathered outside a creepy cave entrance. One guy asked impatiently, Lao Li, when is your friend getting here? Li just scratched his head and laughed it off. Soon, man. Any minute now. Xiao Ya, thanks to that map and those detailed notes you put together, I found this place fast. Seriously, your prep is top tier. The girl, whose full name was Zhang Xiao Ya, just gave a modest little smile. It's nothing. I should be thanking you guys. If I didn't have a team, there's no way I'd venture in here alone. Let's watch each other's backs once we're inside. Xiao Ya is an employee at the Spiritual Cultivation Association's Culture Department. She's smiling, but she is low-key sighing deep down. Real bummer. Looks like there aren't any high-potential practitioners here. I was really hoping to scout someone talented for the association. Most practitioners don't realize the Spiritual Cultivation Association is actually a legit branch of the Ha state government. Getting a real job there is insanely hard. Usually, people are just grinding for crumbs. I only got in after surviving several rounds of some pretty brutal testing. Plus, my family had to pull a lot of strings to get me in. Man, if I don't get any results today, my boss will probably force me into overtime again. Just then, someone spotted Phuong Dich and shouted his handle. Wait, is that Fang? Phuong Dich smiled and introduced himself. Yeah, I'm Fang. Nice to meet everyone. Zhang Xiaoya immediately clocked Phuong Dich, and she looked completely blown away. He's so young. If my senses are right, he's already at a 2-star Ghost Talisman rank. It's strange. His energy is massive, but it's not crushing like other experts I've met. It's actually the opposite. He feels really warm and welcoming. Once the whole squad was ready, the cave entrance opened up. Phuong Dich stepped up. I'll lead. You just hold the flashlight for me. Xiao Ya nodded naturally. After walking for a bit, a few other people in the group started chiming in. Yo, slow it down a bit. Watch out for those loose rocks under your feet. I thought everything in here had turned to lava, so that random water droplet totally scared the life out of me. Weird, right? Doesn't it feel less hot? Yeah. Maybe we haven't hit the center of the zone yet? Let me know if you're tired. Everyone's safety is the top priority here. Phuong Dich stayed quiet and kept his professional cool. But in reality, he was secretly sizing up every single thing around him. Even though I showed up late, everyone is already treating me like part of the crew. Whether they are just naturally friendly or seriously desperate for a solid teammate in this chaotic era, the vibe they're giving off feels pretty genuine. Suddenly, the team was staring at a massive lava waterfall crashing down through the dark. We're here. Is that actual lava? Phuong Dich didn't say a word. He just bolted straight toward the edge. Seeing that, Xiao Ya panicked and screamed, "Hey, it's dangerous up there! Don't be stupid! What are you doing? Do you have a death wish? Quick, someone grab him!" Her voice echoed throughout the entire cave, but before anyone could even move a muscle, the ground beneath them started shaking with force. The glowing red lava pool began to roar, sounding exactly like some kind of ancient monster waking up. The crew scrambled back in pure panic. Then, a system alert, analyzing inner flame anomaly, running maximum calculations. Compilation complete. You have successfully acquired the new skill, Crimson Destruction Force. The system keeps flashing inner flame. That fuel level is insane, totally explosive, and ready to pop. Destructive power is off the charts. Crimson Fire Arts needs a blade to hit peak lethality. Every swing screams like a wildfire. The blade is wrapped in a burning shell, exploding into a jagged, violent rush of pure lightning and fire. Deep cultivation triggers his battle spirit, releasing massive energy. Without hesitation, Phuong Dich reaches through boiling lava and grips that damn sword hilt. In that instant, man and blade become one, vibrating in perfect, fiery harmony. He is chill, eyes cold as ice. Won't take much effort. I am just grafting this inner flame attribute onto my blade. Nearby, the squad is just standing there, jaws dropped. Then someone yells, "Look, he is actually fine, he is alive!" Plus his weapon is literally drinking up the lava's power. Someone lets out a breath. Looks like Phuong is finally back in the game. Guess that earlier mess was just a training hiccup. Right then, the spiritual energy in the cave starts leveling out. The air suddenly feels light and crisp, bringing a weirdly refreshing vibe to the whole place. Phuong Dich spreads his arms, smiling like a boss. I feel it. The spiritual flow shifted. Now I can absorb it perfectly. The guy next to him can't hide his hype. I feel it. Just a bit more training and I will finally be a real cultivator. Xiao Ya gives a soft smile. I am just here to gather data, so you guys focus on your training. I will handle the lookout duty. The whole squad shouts, "Thanks." Suddenly, shadows appear at the cave entrance. Xiao Ya glances back. Looks like we have got company. Other cultivators are here. These three meatheads walk in acting like they own the place. Who invited the small fry? Where did you losers come from? Beat it. This cave belongs to us now. While the others are focused on training, Xiao Ya breaks into a sweat, looking totally worried. Not good. Those three are all 1-star ghost rune rank. We are totally outmatched and outnumbered. Even if we all teamed up, we would not stand a chance. She has to keep her cool and try to negotiate peacefully. Sorry, but we actually got here first. My friends are already cultivating. If you want, we can all just share the spiritual energy together. The leader just keeps barking. Is this Brad even at the ghost rune stage yet? Huh? Forget the sharing crap. Get lost right now, or we will make you. Xiao Ya thinks to herself, in this new era of spiritual awakening, it is basically the law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. In this lawless age, weak cultivators are told they do not deserve resources, but the Xia Kingdom will not let this bullying continue for long. As an association member, I have to do something. Phuong Dich is totally fed up with these bullies and decides to step in. He lets out a mock, "Oh," then gets right in the face of that red-haired leader. "You look big and little girls." While the guy is confused, Phuong Dich draws his blade. The massive energy surge sends them all scrambling. A few people are sitting there training. Suddenly, the whole cave starts shaking, and they have no clue what is going down. Phuong Yi's eyes turn ice cold. It is exactly because so many cultivators believe might makes right that these tragic, messy disasters keep happening. It is hard to explain how this power gap flipped so fast. The loudmouth leader is now totally pale and shaking in his boots. The second Phuong Dich pulls his sword, another huge blast rocks the cave. These guys realize they are dead meat if they stay. Those three idiots scream as a second explosion hits. What the hell is this? Is he a monster? Run for your lives! After seeing that epic flex, the squad is in awe. Big bro, You are a legend. That sword move was absolutely insane. Fang Yi just scratches his head, acting shy. Nah, they just pushed it too far. You guys had enough training? Ready to head out? When it is over, Xiaoya tells the group, okay, the spiritual energy in this zone seems totally gone now. Time to get moving. She stops and gives Fang Yi a long, intense look, her eyebrows furrowed in deep thought. If that strike had actually landed, there would be nothing left of those guys but a few charred corpses. He is definitely a heaven aperture cultivator with high-level attributes and top-tier talent. I have to report this to the organization. Over at the Spiritual Cultivation Association office, a staff member picks up an urgent call. Xiaoya, are you saying another high-level attribute cultivator just appeared? Xiaoya sounds confused. Wait, what do you mean another? Suddenly, a massive man looms behind the worker, scaring her half to death. Never mind. I have logged the report, that is all. Let me know immediately if there are any updates. She hangs up and turns to the man, looking incredibly excited about the news. Master, are we finally getting lucky? 2 high-level attribute cultivators appearing back-to-back like this? Looking dead serious, he snaps back. Lucky? You think this is just some lucky coincidence? These high-tier elites aren't just anyone. They hold the ultimate status and get treated like royalty because, let's face it, they're the future power players who'll be running the whole show soon. Man, this sucks. I was seriously considering quitting right then and there. As the sun started climbing, Fang Yi finally showed his face, looking like he hadn't slept in about a decade. The second he stepped out, the gossip mill started spinning at full speed. Check it out! That guy cosplaying Mr. X is a total 10. That prop sword on his back looks way too real. It makes him look like a complete badass. I seriously want to ask where he got that gear. He looks like the ultimate alpha, a total ruler standing at the top of the food chain. Honestly, Fang Yi was just trying to blend in as a cosplayer, but he was way too flashy to ignore. The kid checks his phone and instantly goes quiet. The news is wild cultivation novels are actually coming to life, complete with glowing golden light and everything. Spirit energy is leaking out of ancient caves, and some lucky photographer even managed to catch a massive dragon cruising through the clouds on camera. Some anonymous tip claims they ran into a legendary ice-type beast, but then some mysterious guy showed up out of nowhere and kicked them all out of the area. Fang Yi realized this was all Wu Yan's fault. Total disaster. I got careless. When you're pumping out 2,000 degrees Celsius, weird stuff is bound to happen. It's basically a lighthouse for trouble. Please tell me old Li or Zhang Xiaoya didn't go and spill the beans about my specific abilities. I've soaked up so much positive spirit energy that I'm basically a human battery. One more round of the golden sun breathing technique should do it. I'll ignore the noise and head for the mountains. 5 minutes later, behind Fang Yi's place, a gardening expert named Tu Thanh Huynh was busy digging up dirt and sighing like the weight of the world was on her shoulders. Finally finished. She turned around to take a look and Thanh Huynh nearly stopped breathing. That aura was insane. Who is out here? Are they seriously about to break through to the 3-star ghost mansion realm right now? She couldn't just sit there. She bolted toward the source. Since when does a ghost mansion level power-up cause this much of a freaking earthquake? This is way past being a prodigy. This is monster territory. I have to go see if it's actually that same guy causing all this. No way I'm letting you get away. The energy coming off Fang Yi was turning into a literal hurricane. His hands were moving so fast you'd miss it if you blinked once. Fang Yi's aura was exploding outward now. From where she was standing, the whole thing looked incredibly violent and totally out of control. Thanh Huynh kept running, her eyes glued to him as he summoned his god mansion. She couldn't believe how steady he was, keeping all that raw power. Did this guy really spend hundreds of years training in secret without a single person finding out? An old memory hit her hard. When she tried to hit 3-star ghost mansion, the pressure nearly killed her. She was coughing up blood and stuck in bed for an entire week. I hate thinking about it. If someone with my talent failed, where in the world did this absolute monster of a guy come from? Watching him now, Thanh Huynh had to admit his spirit energy was off the charts. His control was flawless as he worked his god mansion. Every spark of energy looked like it had been forged 1,000 times over. He wasn't just some talented kid, he looked like a god. But wait, there's more. She could see it clearly. Most people get desperate and rush things the moment they feel a breakthrough coming on. But this guy was rock solid. His focus and guts were way beyond his years. He moved like some legendary master hiding in plain sight. Suddenly, the energy shifted and the god mansion started moving toward the east. Meanwhile, Fang Yi was still locked in, pouring out every ounce of power. A second later, a wave of terrifying energy hit. He'd done it. He officially broke through to 2-star ghost mansion rank. At that exact moment, Thanh Huynh slammed on the brakes. She was gasping for air, her lungs burning from the sprint. She looked around, but there wasn't a soul in sight. Her heart sank. Was she really too late again? It had only been 30 seconds. She did the math. If her gut was right, he'd already figured out she was stalking him the whole time. If this keeps up, I'll never have a chance at recruiting him. Then, something finally clicked in her head. Wait a second. She called out into the empty air, "Hey, senior, you're still here, aren't you?" Up above, Fang Yi was looking down at her. It was her again. She'd been tailing him and digging into his business for days. Thanh Huynh tried to sound official. "I'm the captain of the Huynh Squad. We're part of the National Spirit Cultivation Association, and I'm a practitioner just like you. On behalf of our organization, I'm here to officially invite you to work with us. To make sure there are no hard feelings," she explained, "I only followed you because we really want you to join the team. Please don't hate the association because of me. Even though we haven't gone public with our work yet, we've got all the official rules and paperwork ready to go." She sounded confident enough, but inside, Thanh Huynh was actually a nervous wreck. What if he's totally offended? I really hope he doesn't think I'm just some annoying girl bothering him. She had to be careful and keep her voice soft. After a long pause, Fang Yi finally spoke up. "Why?" Thanh Huynh's voice went up a few octaves. She was totally freaking out and wondering if she should just spill the beans or what. But a guy like him won't be fooled easily. Why bother with fake flattery when it won't even work? Phuong Dich already knew the deal. The country wanted to hunt down and unite these practitioners to get them acting all official and organized. Plus, it gives the awakened some extra protection. Right now, these guys are just popping up randomly and causing total chaos everywhere. I get that joining some official guild feels like being tied down or whatever, but eventually we gotta face this energy awakening and whatever mysterious enemies are coming for us in the near future. Then he hits her back with, "What if I say no way? I still do not trust you as far as I can throw you." That left Thanh Huynh stumbling over her words. Still, she sucked it up and introduced herself. "Name's to Thanh Huynh. Nice to meet you. Before the world went weird, I was a pro athlete." She flashed her ID card, hoping he might actually recognize her face. "Maybe? Here are my papers. Seriously, you can trust me." Phuong Dich glanced at her info and thought for a second. Yeah, she did look a little bit familiar. He remembered her winning gold on TV. Turns out, natural athletes are just better at becoming awakened ones. No wonder she runs like the wind. But then his vibe shifted. Looking back at his past life, the government never actually managed to pull off their big master plan. See? All of humanity ended up totally wiped out. He wavered. "Look, since I am reborn with a system, I will definitely be a major player in this game, just not now. The timing is just not right." Finally, Phuong Dich spoke up. "Yeah, okay, I definitely remember seeing you around before." But he added a catch. "Look, let me sleep on it. But on one condition. You gotta keep my location a total secret from your bosses." Because he knew exactly what he was doing with someone like Thanh Huynh. Right now, the association is way too scared to mess with a powerhouse like him. So, Phuong Dich started plotting. He could totally use her for his own secret gain. Thanh Huynh agreed instantly. "Fine, I can work with you on this. But they already noticed the crazy energy from your level up. I will have to feed them some half-truths. You down with that?" Phuong Dich shrugged. "Fine by me." Suddenly, she spun around and yelled, "Wait." But before she could even see his face, he was long gone. She was so annoyed. Ugh. I missed him again. I cannot believe it. Every single time. He is totally ghosting me while I am stuck here cleaning up all his messes. My life is a joke. The person on the phone said, "Chill, just drop it. Honestly, it is probably a good thing that you are out there taking on missions right now." The other person dropped some news. "Anomalies have been popping up lately." She was shocked. "What? They are back already?" Her mood went dark fast. Those brutal, violent monster variants. Believe me, I am never going to forget them. She remembered them clearly. They were dark, evil, and completely psychotic. They thrive on the energy in the disaster zones that popped up after the awakening. Some mutate into beasts or aliens that swallow people whole. Others disguise themselves as natural disasters. They just keep killing and taking over territory, and she could never forget how they end up creating brand new dead zones. If we do not take them out, their path of destruction will just keep eating away at the human world. Streetlights flickered on the road during the pouring rain, while massive bolts of lightning ripped the sky wide open. A foot splashed into a deep puddle. Emergency sirens blared across the whole city, announcing a red alert for a major thunderstorm. Residents are advised to stay inside and stay safe. Do not go out. The Jade Emperor Scenic Area is facing a massive flood risk. The place is locked down. Stay away at all costs. Do not go there. People were all talking. Nobody has seen a storm this insane in decades. It is like the end of the world. Which legendary master is trying to level up out here anyway? Only Phuong Dich stayed calm, walking the streets with a stone-cold face. He could feel the heavy lightning energy in the air. It was intense and wild, but the center of the storm is right over there. He headed for the gate immediately. Once he stepped through, he could see the entire mountain being absolutely hammered by lightning. Having found his target, Phuong Dich did not hesitate. He jumped straight down and landed as light as a feather, totally safe. The system pinged. A contaminated zone was closing in on Jade Emperor Peak. Plus, it dropped some extra intel. Jade Emperor Peak. Height is 1,545 meters. Area is 25,000 hectares. Major city landmark. Danger level? Unknown. But Phuong Dich did not even flinch. He just walked right into the middle of the dark forest. Right then, he noticed something weird. The lightning bolt suddenly merged into one giant blast and struck Phuong Dich directly. Someone was watching the news on a big screen. According to the energy readings, the danger level at Jade Emperor Peak is skyrocketing. The voice cracks back. We gotta seal Jade Emperor Peak. It is a total toxic biohazard zone now. Chairman says this is serious business. Everything just hit the fan way too fast and way too hard. I pulled Thanh Huynh off her other gig. We need her back here on the double. Thanh, speak up. She stands up and drops the bad news. The peak is a no-go zone. Lightning energy is literally exploding. We are tagging this a level A contamination area. Here is what else I have gathered so far. Looking at the data, things are about to get much worse very soon. That peak could hit level S in an hour. We need emergency protocols right now. None of my pathfinders can handle this heat. Honestly, even I would get fried if I stepped foot there. Thanh Huynh drops the real bomb. Even a 3-star pathfinder has a 0% chance of survival here. Han Lei says, let us just lock the mountain gates. Postguards 24/7 to keep idiots away. The chairman agrees. We gotta kill this risk at the root and quarantine the whole mountain. The energy surge is insane. Keep everyone out or they will get vaporized. It is too dangerous. We wait for the energy to chill before scouting. Up there, lightning is already shredding the ground. Phuong Dich is still standing after that massive strike. Shout out to that golden sun breathing technique. He pushes forward. To get that pure lightning power, he has to walk right into the heart of it. Phuong Dich knows the deal. Humans are falling behind fast. This energy reset means humans might end up at the bottom of the food chain if they stay weak. Forget world changes. Even regular rats and bunnies are starting to become lethal predators. He knows worse things are coming. Monsters so scary they will make regular cultivators look like absolute jokes. Sure, he has got the golden sun and red fire moves in his back pocket. They cover his yang and internal fire stats for now. But it is not enough. He spent all his points beefing up that sword of his. Yang helps him tank hits and keeps his sword sharp. Fire adds some serious punch, but relying on gear is a rookie move. It leaves too many gaps. He needs raw personal power to dominate these savage beasts and keep his edge in battle. Phuong Dich sees this lightning storm as the ultimate gem to forge his body into something more. He pushes himself. If you want to be a legend, you gotta grab every chaotic opportunity that hits. He gets the stakes. Either he levels up now or he ends up as monster bait later. He grips his weapon tight and slams it down with everything he has got in him. The resistance is unreal. Instead of quitting, Phuong Dich just gets pissed and grits his teeth. He swings again, smashing through. He pushes so hard he actually starts coughing up a lot of blood. He has to face facts. This extreme lightning is basically the wrath of a god coming for him. The air is heavy with anger. The storm is furious he dared to step into its territory. It wants him on his knees. He needs a way to flip the script and steal that power. He tells himself to chill and focus his mind. The system said touch the source. Seconds later, he picks the perfect move. Golden sun breathing method, cranking to 100%. Bolts keep slamming him, but he stands his ground. He is dumping all his energy into this. He fights through the agony. His willpower is turning into a beast. Reach the top. Stay alive. Do not quit. The ground cracks under him. Every breath is like fire and needles. It really wants him dead. His eyes glow gold. Lightning arcs together and blasts the entire peak. System alert. Analyzing high-level lightning attribute right now. Back in the command room, everyone is losing it. Nobody has ever seen lightning this massive. Is some god ascending? Is that a person in the sky? If this hits the city, we are done. Is it gonna blast straight through my house? Then the system hits me with an update. You have unlocked God, tier thunder refinement. Time to call down the lightning. Hardening my body until I am basically a god. Plus I just bagged 50 editing points. Fang Yi is finally over the hump. Thunder is a top-tier power move, purely for offense and totally different from the basic yang element. This thunder energy toughens me up and literally turns my body into living lightning. Offense or defense, it is straight up broken. Legends say ancient cultivators used massive energy to be unstoppable. Their crazy techniques pulled lightning inside them, making them tough as mountains and basically unkillable for eternity. Before long, Fang Yi becomes one with the storm. This lightning is now his sharpest spear and his strongest shield all at once. His whole body is undergoing a massive evolution. He feels that thunder power is not just about total destruction anymore, it is about a cleansing rebirth. I can feel it grinding and buffing my bones and my veins. The best part? Zero pain during this whole insane level up process. The system pings again. This is pure judgment lightning. It nukes all evil and deals 300% critical hit damage to enemies. Ready to spend those editing points? Fang Yi is skeptical. Like, am I supposed to just fuse this into my sword or what? He figures adding lightning makes the blade tougher, but it might totally mess up the pure yang vibes he has already got going. Fang Yi looks at it from another angle. Plus, if I overload this blade with too many attributes, it might just snap. Finally, he makes a call. I will fuse it into my right hand instead. System asks, want to fuse thunder into this? Fang Yi does not even blink and says, heck yeah. Instantly, a surge of raw, new power floods his entire system. Next day at Jade Emperor Peak, Qing Ying reports, Major Han, things are definitely not going how we planned. The energy levels at the contaminated peak dropped from max to low in just 3 hours, but the air is still buzzing with a massive amount of leftover static electricity everywhere. Major Han Li takes one look and immediately calls it, an immortal walker was definitely here before us. Qing Ying is like, what? Another one? Are they even alive? Then she touches the ground to scan the area for clues. I cannot track his power type or when he dipped out. Maybe he has been gone for too long. Plus, that storm last night washed everything away. Han Li cuts in. He probably left around 8 p.m. and I bet he walked away totally fine. Qing Ying is still confused, but Han Li breaks it down. The weird energy anomaly started around 6 p.m. yesterday. We locked down the base at 7, so he must have headed up before that. No way he snuck past us otherwise. He is sharp. The storm hit its peak at 7 p.m. Didn't you use those high-tech association tools to predict this whole thing would happen? By dawn, the corruption was supposed to hit S-Rank, but after 8, the energy just totally chilled out. Han Li adds, I bet this guy has lightning powers too. That is the only possible way he could survive all of those insane heavenly thunder strikes. This crazy event was basically a massive level-up opportunity for him. So, I am thinking, and I am pretty sure this guy is not just alive. He actually forced this entire anomaly to change its behavior specifically to suit him. Otherwise, it is way too much coincidence. Did this guy just get lucky, or is he hunting these events and beating us to the punch every time? He is playing a very dangerous game with these phenomena. These rogue types are the scariest. We do not know whose side he is on. If he turns bad, it is game over for everyone. We must find him immediately. Meanwhile, back at home, Fang Yi is sneezing his head off. Back with the military, Han Li barks an order. Find this guy at any cost. For now, let us call him. He drops the code name, Tyrant. I really hope the association can recruit him before he disappears forever. We will keep this news quiet and start our own very private investigation immediately starting now. The guy across from him nods. You got it. But we have got our own high-level walker trying to get in touch with him. Han Li snaps. Little Sue, give Major Han the full rundown right now. Qing Ying salutes and says, I am on it, sir. She tries to play it cool during the report. It is the same guy who cleared that A-rank mess at the north gate of Qingcheng University recently. Inside, she is totally sweating. Crap, I really hope I do not slip up. Qing Ying keeps talking. I have been trying to reach him, but the guy is a total ghost. His movements are completely mysterious. I found some mutant rabbits he took out. If I am right, he is definitely packing some serious Yang Flame power for sure. I will keep tracking him to figure out exactly how he nuked that anomaly at the north gate. She is shaking inside. Man, I am doing my best here. Mixing lies with the truth is the only way for me to stay out of any serious trouble right now. Hearing this, Han Li's face goes totally cold and dead serious. Solar flame attribute, huh? Then he said softly, I get it, little two. Good work. We need young guns like you. Kids who keep pushing forward like an endless river, always taking over for the old guard. Thane Hoyne jumped, assuring him, Major Han Khan, you are too kind. It is my duty. I will keep grinding. Meanwhile, Han Lei mentioned we will drop some fake news about natural disasters to keep people distracted. Leave it for now. Honestly, I do not vibe with the internet rumors about spiritual energy. It is way too easy for creeps to use. The boss is worried. This thing? Thane Hoyne sighed behind them. Finally, the meeting was over. Back at Fang Di's place, the sky opened up with another massive downpour. Inside, Fang Di used magic to dry his golden sun breathing shirt. In a flash, the white cloth was totally dry. He threw it on. Now that it was infused with lightning, he could feel a serious power boost. He could feel the lightning attribute actually rewiring his right arm, turning his flesh and bone into something else. It was the toughest part of his body now, huge strength gain, but he noticed something else too. He felt like he was hitting a limit, about to level up again. Surprisingly, the usually wild lightning power felt different. After the transplant, it was as chill as a kitten. He could control the sparks with zero effort. A sharp spike of pain hit his head as the solar attribute unlocked. That first time using the golden sun method, pure agony. He assumed that after absorbing it, the power would not fade. The system pinged. This lightning deal does 300% crit damage to anomalies. He could not wait to test it out. Just then, his phone screen lit up, grabbing his attention. He picked it up to see what kind of drama was happening. After the last mess, he set every news feed and forum to high priority. He had to stay ahead. He stared at the red alert. The world was officially going to hell in a handbasket. To keep everyone safe, the High Council would blast danger alerts as soon as possible. Phuong Dich had already made up his mind. But these warnings are basically maps to treasure. For a pioneer like me, the temptation is just too much. Even if it costs me my life, I have to go and roll the dice. Suddenly, something weird caught his eye. Top story right now. A chemical plant just blew sky high. No word on the body count yet. The explosion at the factory is leaking toxic sludge all over the city. Absolute disaster. They are investigating the cause. Since it happened during a shift change, nobody died. The government is telling everyone to stay calm and keep their doors locked. Just skimming the report, Phuong Dich knew something was off. An explosion, pollution, a massive mess like this usually means someone is hiding something very ugly. The comments were blowing up. Guys, I live right next door, no joke. The vibe was so creepy. Hard to explain. Anyone else feel that dark, evil energy? Yeah, exactly. That dark energy feeling was intense. Give me a break. You two have been watching too many movies. It is a factory fire, not a ghost story. Get a grip, people. A plant blew up near me once. It just smelled gross. You guys are being way too dramatic. But look at the photos. It looks cursed. Is this some kind of movie set or what? This triggered a memory for him. That dark, evil scent. Why did it feel so familiar? A second later, it clicked. He remembered. It was that nightmare fuel from his past life. Back then, that giant night bamboo monster was closing in. He barely breathed. It was hunting for a human snack. The beast's face was pure nightmare. It was locked in and ready to kill. Back in the present, he wondered if it was them. Those things still haunted him. Those freaks love to crawl out when everything is dark and gloomy. They start as normal plants or animals, but once they mutate, they get smart and incredibly violent. Their hunting skills, reflexes, and killing speed are boosted to freakish levels. This is way more dangerous than that mutant rabbit earlier. He had to move tonight. Stop them before they could evolve and spread. He geared up for war. Time to see if that 300% crit damage is the real deal. The rain got even worse, coming down in sheets. The streets were basically turning into rivers. A car just tore across the road, leaving a trail in the dust. That's a Black Ops squad on the move. The Sabotage Division is hunting down anomaly file number 7. Bamboo Knight lost the trail for now. We know its powers involve shadow fusion and cloaking its physical form in the dark. The captain warned us to listen for a faint sizzling sound. This thing eats people, so we need that file updated immediately. He says with weather like this, it is definitely starting to hunt soon. The captain warned them with a stern voice. We absolutely cannot let that happen. The tech team radioed back. Supplemental data for file number 7, Bamboo Knight, has been sent over. Someone announced that the order to surround and eliminate the target has been bumped to priority B. We expect to handle this within the next 12 hours. They are guiding the sabotage team. Please keep up the pursuit. You must make saving lives your absolute #1 priority. The whole squad got the signal and moved out together. This captain is not playing around. 12 hours is not exactly fast, but it is the best support headquarters can offer right now. The country is huge and anomalies are popping up everywhere. High command is drowning. Then, an update comes in. Hold on. The sector you are entering actually has staff from the Immortal Spirit Association stationed there. The person mentioned that Captain Chu Thanh Ly is currently on a mission nearby. We can send her a message to have her back you guys up. Hearing that was like finding a life raft in a storm for them. Perfect, thanks a ton. Get her over here to support us immediately. I have heard all about her legendary combat record before. Before he could finish, a new voice cut in. Huh? Since when did I become so famous? The captain and his team looked up, totally stunned. Thanh Huynh, wrapped in a raincoat, spoke with a chill. So you guys are calling me for overtime? The captain snapped back. To Thanh Huynh, this is a man-eating anomaly we are dealing with. This is not just some overtime shift. Thanh Huynh was not feeling it. Is this really how you ask someone for a favor? She started to walk off. Since the elite sabotage squad is so tough, you obviously do not need my help. So the Huynh squad is out. The girls next to her started throwing shade. Wow, boss is savage. What if they actually get eaten? Well, that sounds like a personal problem to me. It is not like our job is safe either. The captain quickly cut in, begging them to wait. Look, my bad. I lost my cool. I really need your help tracking this thing down. You all know exactly how dangerous this bamboo night thing is. Without your scouting and tracking skills to back us up, we are just monster food. Plus, if we do not stop it, every single person in this city is going to die. Thanh Huynh replied coldly, Fine, I am done joking. I never said I was not going to help you. The sabotage team finally relaxed, looking up at her with a massive sense of relief. She explained that this breed is sneaky. They love the dark and move silently, making them nearly impossible to catch. But once it starts eating people, it completely loses control. It is seriously disgusting. We will give it our all to help you catch this thing. Somewhere else, Phuong Dich stood there, lost in thought under the pouring rain. He pulled his hood low and whispered, I can smell it. This is the scent. Way off in the distance, a massive surge of death energy was starting to rise up. He looked worried. This is not normal. Has it really grown this much already? Eventually, both teams teamed up. It only took Thanh Huynh a few minutes to track the signal. I found it. Over there. She fired a small blast of energy in that direction. File number 7, Bamboo Night. Weaknesses, dark, wet caves. It is currently in there eating something. The captain shouted the order. The whole squad moved in together. As the team jumped, Bamboo Night spotted them and went on the offensive. The captain yelled that they were compromised. The team fanned out. The creature slammed on the brakes, leaving deep gouges in the dirt. The sabotage squad set the trap. 4 members surrounded the beast from every single direction. They yelled out the containment order. Suddenly, another teammate came diving down from right above the monster. His hand was charged and ready. One strike from the captain left a massive, gaping wound on the beast. It stayed standing, glaring at him with pure hatred. Gross red welts started bubbling up all over its skin. It let out a deafening scream and charged forward with pure aggression. Watching from above, Thanh Huynh screamed to watch out for the sonic waves. The blast literally blew everyone back. Someone yelled out to check on the captain. He just groaned as he faced the truth. Man, that truck-to beast is no joke. If we hadn't bailed when we did, we'd be total roadkill by now. Such insane power plus that creepy shadow energy is a lethal combo. If this thing stays in the city, it's straight up game over for everyone. Not only is Trukda going full beast mode, but it's getting even stronger by the second. It takes a huge breath and spits out a gross pile of green slime, then uses its teeth to chew through the floor. Thanh Huynh is totally freaking out. The monster is trying to dig a hole and make a run for it. The girl next to her stops her fast. Captain 2. This shadow energy is corrosive. One touch and the whole structure just melts away. We don't have any high-level counters for this. Down below, the demo crew is checking in with each other. Even if it melts the floor, it can't create an exit that fast, so nobody break the formation. Keep it together, team. Our main job is gathering intel and calling the shots. Keep your heads on a swivel and stay sharp, everyone. One guy turns ghost white. Staring him right in the face are those glowing red eyes of Trukda. It slams into the guy up front like a truck. The others aren't backing down. Don't let it slip away. Where did that Trukda go? Its slime trail leads right into the dark. From where she is, Thanh Huynh sees it clearly. Hold up. The spiritual energy levels here are suddenly spiking like crazy. You two wait outside while I head in after them. Both girls answer okay. The demo team is totally lost. Are we really inside this creepy abandoned factory now? Thanh Huynh says she needs to check the energy levels first. The captain looks at her wrist and wonders what she's wearing. Is this that new gear the research council cooked up? She nods and confirms that he is exactly right. The gauge says 50 is the maximum energy level a squad can handle. That truck-to-beast we just fought was 48. Suddenly, the watch flashes bright red. Wait, it just blew past 80 and it's still climbing like absolute crazy. There might be more than one anomaly hiding in here. Everyone looks up, hearts pounding, as the sound of rapid footsteps gets closer. The captain panics. This is bad. There really is another anomaly lurking around here. That beast baited us into a trap. Thanh Huynh realizes the danger and screams for everyone to fall back immediately. No time. First things first. We have an obstacle. Everyone, move toward the exit right now. If it tries to stop us, it won't hide its trail. Together we can force the main door open. Thanh Huynh quickly clears the path. Suddenly her entire body just locks up. Thanh Huynh collapses and hits the ground hard. My eyes are failing. My senses and my body are being poisoned. She tries to call out, but there is no answer. Is everyone okay? She's still conscious enough to realize nobody is answering. It's like she is all alone in this creepy factory. They must still be close by. I just can't feel them anymore, and they can't call back to me. She fights through the pain to think. That beast led us here, but this abandoned factory is the territory of a totally different anomaly. I just caught a tiny glimpse of it. There is a huge chance it is a giant serpent. Thinking it through, Thanh Huynh realizes this is totally different from that shadow beast's power. This black mist is toxic. We were poisoned the second we stepped inside. Now, her whole body is just shutting down. This toxic gas paralyzes our senses and makes our spiritual energy drain away way faster than normal. If we try to attack, we'll just burn out even faster. And now, my energy is almost completely gone. Without any energy to protect me, I'll be nothing but a hollow shell in no time. She lies there totally helpless. What kind of monster is this anyway? It's smart, has insane powers, and completely played us. Is this how it ends? Right then, a beam of light cuts through a crack in the ceiling. Thanh Huynh forces her heavy eyes open to see what is happening in front of her. Someone drops down from the ceiling, but she is too weak to see who. Her eyes shut. It's none other than Fang Yi. He hits the ground with a soft landing. Right behind Fang Yi, a black snake is ready to strike. So, it's a shadow-type anomaly. It opens its massive jaws to attack, but Fang Yi dodges it like it's nothing. Just when you think it's over, Trukta charges in too, but Fang Yi stays cool as ice. I see. There are two anomalies here. Even with the beast biting his arm, he just casually checks out the situation. One acts as the bait, while the other does the harvesting. Pretty clever, honestly. No wonder the energy here was so thick. You really like biting people, don't you? Fang Yi unleashes a surge of new power. How about a taste of lightning? One blast leaves that black snake with a massive wound. Next, he targets Bamboo Knight. Your turn, buddy. Scared of fire? The black serpent lunges forward for another attack. Fang Yi dodges with a simple somersault. He flips the script to go on offense. Check this out. While the snake stays dazed, still clueless, Fang Yi swings his blade in one terrifyingly powerful strike, sending the viper into a world of pain as it spews slime everywhere. Across the way, Fang Yi waits to see the fallout. The serpent's slime reeks like death, but then it starts regenerating. Fang Yi saw that coming. Still got some tricks, huh? Lightning crackles across the beast's face as it howls in a total psychotic rage, moving with lightning-fast reflexes. Fang Yi just smirks, staying cool while he watches. Good thing he sensed its dark aura first. This big snake is way more intense than Bamboo Knight. Fang Yi preps a new move. Just now, while using the blade to unleash that inner flame power, I pulled back the fire so the blade could act as a conduit, channeling lightning straight into the snake's body. He literally cooked that serpent in a sea of flames. As a dark anomaly, Bamboo Knight is creepy and scary, sure, but its actual power level is pretty low. Bloodthirsty, but only dangerous to a few people. It's nothing compared to an evolution. But this snake? Now he notices a sharp pain in his shoulder. Snake scales. This actually catches Fang Yi off guard. A true variant species with higher intelligence. Those hidden arrows are a pain to dodge. Then he starts healing himself. This poison comes with a paralyzing effect, designed to take lives quietly without anyone ever noticing. The wound is closing up, but I can still feel that sharp, stinging pain. Probably thanks to the golden yang breathing technique circulating through me. Fang Yi realizes something. The yang flame melts poison, the breathing technique handles the healing, and the lightning power purifies everything. When these powers react to toxins, they trigger a sharp pain that acts like an alarm, warning me about the enemy's attacks. Looking at the current situation, any other unlucky souls with even a little defense would be way beyond saving right now. Thinking back, for this snake to grow so huge in secret, it must have some high-level skills, like Ghost Axe, 3 stars, and it definitely involves this kind of ambush-style hunting. Fang Yi figures that combining this with Bamboo Knight makes for a perfect trap to snag elite hunters. It's clearly eaten a lot of people already, probably taking out tons of hunters before they could even team up with the government. He concludes that no matter how wicked or cruel it was, or how much it resists, it's all just going to crumble into dust now. Fang Yi has a question. This firepower is pure, but those 3 critical lightning strikes really stole the show. His combat skills are actually looking pretty solid compared to other hunters. He stands still, watching the snake burn to a crisp, then slowly approaches what's left of the beast. He's about to reach out when he realizes someone else is there. Fang Yi snaps into high alert. Thanh Huynh is waking up, coughing a few times from all the thick smoke. She looks totally wrecked, barely able to stand. Fang Yi remembers her face. Is that her? From that guild? Something like Sue? He speaks up in a low voice. Hey, stop faking it. Fang Yi judges her coldly, telling her that her play-dead act is pretty weak. Thanh Huynh's face turns bright red from being called out. Oh man, this is awkward. Was that really him just now? She tries to explain, the scent actually woke me up. I wasn't just pretending. Fang Yi notes that she's pretty strong. Her teammates are all out of energy and unconscious, but she still managed to keep her shield up. If you hadn't stayed sharp, you wouldn't have smelled the blood and smoke. Thanh Huynh replies, well, thanks for the compliment. She's wondering how he knew. I really was holding on to a bit of shield energy, and he still caught it. But I have zero clue how he took down Bamboo Knight. let alone that massive snake. Now Thanh Huynh is too embarrassed to even open her eyes. Phuong Dich sees her and tells her she doesn't need to keep hiding her eyes. Just be honest and don't leak my identity, okay? He's being for real. He seems way friendlier than last time. Then he turns to leave. It's getting pretty late now. Since you and your friends are out of danger, I'm heading out. Hearing that, Thanh Huynh quickly calls out, "Hey, wait up!" But Phuong Dich is firm. "No thanks. Too many people around. Can you handle the cleanup here?" Once he's out of there, he sighs in relief. Good thing she didn't see me trying to touch that thing to grab those dark attributes. Phuong Dich doesn't even want to remember it. That cold, nasty feeling was honestly just disgusting. He figures the dark energy was probably already dispelled, plus his body's natural resistance stopped it. That's why it failed and the system didn't react to anything. Whatever, I'll analyze it later at home. Meanwhile, Thanh Huynh just sits there dazed in the warehouse. Damn, didn't even get a look at his face. Guess he's still playing it safe and doesn't trust the association one bit. She walks over and shakes the captain awake. "Hey, wake up, it is all over now." After a little physical persuasion, he finally blinks his eyes open. The captain realizes way too late that they got ambushed. Now everyone is staring at the scorched remains left behind by Phuong Dich. The captain is freaking out. What the hell happened here? Where did this pure blast of solar energy come from? Qingying tells him, "Look, an immortal walker stepped in to save us." She thinks back, realization hitting maybe he is actually the target I was assigned to find. My original mission was to track down a top-tier walker with pure solar energy. Exactly like the power we are seeing right now. The captain starts to speak, but she cuts him off. My job is far from finished. The guy's identity is still a total mystery. Truth is, he has been the one keeping tabs on me this whole time. He knows exactly what I am up to, but for some reason, he decided to have our backs today. The demolition crew is hyped. He took down the night bamboo and that massive snake solo. Had no idea a beast like him even existed. The captain is stunned. Wait, where is the body? We need to clean this mess up and turn the leftovers over to the association right now. He uses magic to sweep the area, but accidentally steps on a shard of the black snake. Suddenly, a massive jolt of electricity surges through him. He gasps in shock. What kind of violent energy is this? The rest of the team cannot believe their eyes. Captain Su, didn't you say his element was solar? Because this leftover electrical charge is off the charts. Way too intense. Qingying leans in to inspect the scene. Is this really all that is left of the night bamboo? The purity of this element is insane, definitely top-tier stuff. The captain is getting suspicious. Could there really be two high-level immortal walkers roaming around this place? One guy wipes out the shadow, the other finishes the bamboo, and then they just ghost together? Is Qingying the only one who knows the truth? Not quite. What should I even say? The reality is, it was just that one guy the whole time. Sounds crazy, but it is the truth. One person wielding two different high-tier elements at once is unheard of. Having just one would already make you a total legend or a freak of nature. The room goes dead silent. Qingying can't stop thinking about it, a dual-attribute immortal walker. That is some next-level power. This guy is a one-of-a-kind anomaly. She recognizes the moves Solar Flame Walker and the unmistakable vibes of the Thunder Tyrant. Even Qingying is left wondering. Seriously, what kind of freakishly strong monster is this guy? Out in the dark, two trucks sit quietly with their high beams cutting through the night. Thank God I had my team waiting outside the factory. If I stayed inside too long, they were supposed to alert the association. Then they would assess the threat and send in the investigation crew. They were just here to collect our corpses. Little Qing drops to her knees, hugging Qingying's legs and wailing like crazy. "Boss, thank God you are alive. I really thought we lost our captain for a second. The rest of the squad is losing it too. If you died, what would we even do?" One of them pulls out a tablet, frantically checking all the data and power levels. Staff in hazmat suits are already on the ground, scanning those massive scorch marks left behind in the dirt. Now the main goal is scanning for leftover spiritual energy, analyzing the tracks, and trying to reconstruct the entire fight scene. The association investigators finish their scan, prepping the final results to send back to headquarters for review. The investigator steps up to report. Captains, looking at the residue, the combat patterns, and the way these things were put down, it is clear that a single individual took out both of these monsters. Hearing this, the demolition captain's face goes dark. Qingying, on the other hand, stays cool as ice. She is 99% sure it is the same guy. He is convinced we are dealing with a legendary walker who actually possesses dual high-tier elements. Honestly, I thought I was just imagining things before, and who could blame me? Either one of these nightmare monsters could have wiped out our entire squad in seconds. The demolition crew nods in agreement, suddenly breaking out in a nervous cold sweat. For real, this pro took them out in the blink of an eye. They are in the same rank, so how is the power gap this massive? Qingying taps her mic. The target I have been tracking just showed his face. Data is updated and I need to report this to the higher-ups. Moonbeams peek through the holes in the roof as her steady voice fills the room. Those are the surveillance results. Both the Tyrant and the North Gate of Than Than University are under my watch. The president sips hot tea in his office and replies, I get the situation. Little Sue, you can put your mission on hold for now. Qing Ying listens intently to the orders. The guy saved you guys, wiped out the monsters, and kept this whole area safe from harm. It proves he doesn't have a grudge against the association, so he is definitely not our enemy at the moment. Anyway, Old Han and I don't exactly see eye to eye on this. For your own safety and to keep the association on the Tyrant's good side, stop all contact with him immediately. She replies instantly, I hear you loud and clear. Wait, I have a theory about what happened back on the mountain when the Tyrant was leveling up. The chairman leans in, eyes narrowing. Speak up, what is it? Thanh Huynh rushes to explain. I felt this insanely powerful aura coming from his area. It was unlike anything I have ever felt. Back then, I suspected he had a soul weapon, but I thought no way. That is impossible. But if he really is a dual high-level attribute user, the chairman's face goes stone cold, a drop of sweat hitting the floor. This is serious. A soul weapon? Seriously? But after 3 seconds, he just brushes the whole idea off. No chance. I do not care how talented he is. You do not just find a soul weapon without massive backing or some serious secret resources. Plus, the investigators did not find a single trace of that third energy type at the scene. Nothing at all. Thanh Huynh looks him dead in the eye. When we clashed, the power I felt from that weapon, it was definitely Yang energy. The chairman goes quiet, processing the news. Okay, I see. So if that weapon power actually comes from his own natural Yang attribute, he pictures Phuong Dich exploding out of those cracks, surrounded by a terrifying amount of raw, golden power. If he is a master at the soul creation realm, then yeah, he could technically pull that off alone. Thanh Huynh's eyes go wide, her heart racing. Soul creation realm? Are you for real? Warriors at the soul creation level are rare as hell. There are barely 10 of them in the entire world. As the chairman talks, a glowing figure appears in her mind, towering over everyone else like a god. If this guy really has a third attribute, it changes the game. It would break the internet and send shockwaves through the entire practitioner community. He frowns, forehead wrinkling as he speaks in a low, steady voice. See, according to our research, different spiritual energies usually reject each other inside the body. They do not just coexist easily. So far, we have never seen a single practitioner handle multiple attributes at the same time. Cut to Phuong Dich under the shower, letting the cold water hit him as he stares into space. He has zero clue that everyone is losing their minds trying to figure him out. If he actually has a soul weapon and we just missed the third attribute, that might not be a disaster. I just hope someone that cracked does not end up becoming an enemy of the human race later on. Phuong Dich steps out, drying his hair. His mind is a mess. We have less than 1 year until the world's spiritual energy fully wakes up and returns. But the world is already glitching out. Weird anomalies are popping up every single day now. The variants are starting to go wild. He raises a hand, using his own power to flash dry his hair. Suddenly, he remembers the one eye and just stares at nothing. So many people like me have chosen to walk this path of cultivation. Once you connect your body to the spiritual world, everything changes. You feel everything now. You sense the world shifting way faster than normal people do, just like those guys we found in the underground river. Even if they are self-taught and not some government-approved heroes, they are still out there grinding. Most of them have already hit 1 star in the Ghost Axe realm. He turns and grabs his shirt off the chair quickly. Right now, the government is playing nice with rogue cultivators like me. It is a weird vibe. It shows that both official and free-range practitioners are in a weirdly stable honeymoon phase. Phuong Dich's face turns dark when he thinks about that girl, Thanh Huynh. The government still has the variants on a leash, and the cultivators are not at each other's throats yet. Phuong Dich closes his eyes and pulls on his shirt. Even with the new association in place, the government is still keeping everything low-key for now. Cut to the Spiritual Cultivation Association headquarters. The sky is pitch black and red alarms are blaring everywhere. You can hear people whispering on every corner about the fear and the insane mutations happening around this place. It is obvious the government is trying to protect everyone while dropping early warnings about the coming threats. Phuong Dich stands outside, looking up and muttering. But that is exactly where the problem lies. The massive skyscraper in front of him is slowly burning down. The whole place looks like hell. Phuong Dich sighs. I can tell the government just is not ready to go public with this new age. Too many people, man. If they leak everything now, total order will vanish. Internal chaos, mass riots, and people dying everywhere. Just look at the mess we are in today. The official practitioners are not even strong enough to keep things stable when the world shifts. Riots inside and monsters outside? That is a recipe for a total and immediate collapse. He tells himself that the government's soft approach is actually the right move. Because honestly, human hearts are way scarier than any demon or ghost out there. Flashes of monsters dance through his mind. That is the only thing that actually scares me. The development speed of these anomalies is totally outpacing my predictions. I stared at the system screen, rubbing my chin like a brooding genius, trying to find some kind of logical explanation. This creature I ran into today is the perfect example of a mutation caused by that creepy black mist. It is pure darkness. I realized they actually belong to a sub-branch called the Umbra attribute. For us cultivators, this stuff is basically a total death sentence. According to the system, this Umbra junk is currently impossible to harvest. These anomalies are way smarter than your average beast. I spent a long time analyzing it. They have got brains, and that is dangerous. They do not just eat humans. Cultivators are like a 5-star power meal to them. They even team up to set traps and wipe us out. I kept my head down, face like stone, focusing everything on the task. Sure, these punks cannot compare to the pure dark anomalies I have fought before. Those things were in a league of their own. Back then, just one of those freaks could level an entire country, maybe even a whole continent. This starving beast had its jaws clamped tight around some poor girl. If I hadn't tracked them down, that little squad and the recruiter who wanted me would be ancient history by now. I am standing right between two clashing powers. One side is a hellish red glow, the other is burning like holy fire. If just one branch is this disgusting, the true dark attribute is a massive problem. Like a world-ending level of threat. But if the system says I cannot absorb it for now, does that mean I just need to hit the right requirements? This dark power counters humans so well. If I could actually steal it and make it mine, I would be freaking unstoppable. It could be the secret sauce to winning this war. I hovered in midair, radiating power while summoning a massive golden sword. Right now, I have got my golden sun breathing, my divine lightning arts, and that crimson fireblade technique in my arsenal. That is a high-level branch of the Yang attribute. We are talking about some seriously top-tier cultivation stuff. Most importantly, I actually have the right techniques. Everything is fully compatible with my style. Plus, at my 3-star ghost domain level, no other cultivator can even touch me. Blue sparks surged through me and my eyes lit up. But still, this is not enough. Not even close. Cut to my phone buzzing on the table. I checked the caller ID and honestly, I could not hide how shocked I was. What is she calling for? My aunt sounded way too cheery. Hey, little Yi, how have you been lately? Everything good? Your cousin is heading your way for school soon. I hate her being in a hotel alone. Could she crash at your place? My cousin? I asked, totally confused. Honestly, the only thing I remember about her is that she was a massive bookworm. I have basically forgotten her face. I didn't even hesitate. I just said yeah right away. Sure, send her over. I have a spare room. When is she landing? My aunt just brushed me off, though. No need. I will just text her the address so she can find her own way. Her voice trailed off as the scene shifted. Someone was busy clicking away at a keyboard. I will have her bring some local snacks, my aunt added. I just said thanks. I will not be shy about the food then, my aunt chirped back. She will be there tomorrow afternoon. Sorry to bother you. It is no trouble at all. Listen, I have got stuff to do, so I gotta run. Talk soon. On the girl's computer, anonymous messages were popping off about mana recovery and martial arts levels. I will be there this afternoon, she typed. Meet in person or head straight there? Someone asked. Neither. Staying at my cousin's place. Need to act normal for a bit, she replied. Someone joked about online dating scams. Deal with the cousin later. I am signing off for now, she shot back. My aunt said goodbye. All right then, go handle your business. Just make sure you come visit me soon, okay? The girl clicked a link. A news headline popped up. Mystery leak, viral town renamed to Death Town, 3 more bodies found. The girl's voice sounded weirdly curious. Sunfire Town, huh? My aunt burst into the room, totally scaring her. You all packed up and ready to go yet? Yeah, I am done. But honestly, I do not want to bug my cousin. A hotel would have been totally fine, Mom. No way, her mom insisted. Your cousin's place is way safer than some random hotel. I trust him completely. Even as she got pushed out the door, she kept nagging. Don't be a pain. Help him out around the house, you hear? The girl didn't even look up. Yeah. Relax, Mom, I have got it covered. Don't worry. She slammed the door and leaned against it in the dark, breathing hard. Her glasses glinted, revealing a look that was pure scheme. She pulled her hood down, one hurdle at a time. Whatever my cousin throws at me can't be worse than those anomalies. Cut to the outside world, blue skies, bright sun, and tons of people just living their busy lives. A girl drags her suitcase down the road, moving slow. She checks her phone. Google Maps chimes in, you have reached your destination. Lin Yi looks up and whispers, is this the spot? Fang Yi walks down the stairs, and Lin Yi acts shocked to see her cousin. He stares at her, totally clueless. Wait, you are Lin Yi? She just stands there like a statue, not saying a single word. They sit inside. Phuong Yi awkwardly asks, "So you are here for summer camp, right?" Lin Yi nods. "Yeah." He says, "Let me know if you need anything." She replies, "Thanks, cousin. Appreciate it." Phuong Yi hands her a key with a warning. "This is the spare. I am heading to my room now. Catch you later. Your room is right across the hall." Lin Yi stays polite and says, "Thanks. Sorry to crash at your place." She watches him walk away and thinks, "Okay, he seems chill. He is not the type to get all up in my business." Phuong Yi stops, narrowing his eyes. Something feels off. Is he just tripping, or is she doing a really bad job of hiding something? When she was sitting on the couch earlier, he felt this weird energy, a flicker of something totally out of the ordinary. It was there and then gone. Is she a cultivator too? A blue light pulses around Lin Yi while his mind starts racing. She says she is here for camp? What if that is just a cover story? Lin Yi grabs her phone to text someone. An anonymous account pops up. She is chatting with a group, including someone named Wind Rider. "My cousin seems cool," she types. "He probably won't mess with my plans. So, when do we actually make our move?" The 81-year-old beauty says, "Don't rush. We need to keep a low profile for now. This neighborhood is a mess lately. Lots of contaminated zones, but cultivators are already scrapping over the goods. Someone just got scammed out of $5. Yeah, I heard. That incident at the underground river was a total disaster. Everyone is talking about it. 2 teams clashed, and then this absolute legend shows up. They say one swing of his sword literally sliced the sun." Slice the sun? No way. If that is true, he must have some insane fire stats. High-level cultivators are no joke, right? It is legit. Windrider agrees. That is why we have to be extra careful on this mission. No mistakes allowed. The world's spiritual energy hasn't fully reset yet. Everything is still happening in the shadows. Who knows how many monster cultivators are hiding out there? We cannot afford to stand out. 81-year-old beauty and the scammed guy agree. Plus 10.86, Windrider adds. "All right, I will wait for the signal from you two." Lin Yi puts her phone away. "Better not start my training just yet. If my cousin catches me glowing like a light bulb, I am totally toasted." 3 days later, she walks out after a shower and finds Phuong Yi just sitting there. The vibe is incredibly awkward and quiet. Phuong Yi realizes that living with his cousin is seriously messing with his cultivation grind. It is hard to focus now. His breathing exercises could be interrupted at any second. He sits on the bed, his body pulsing with a heavy, blinding light. Practicing the golden sun method is risky if someone is watching. He starts his routine but keeps worrying about getting caught. Is this light too bright? People will see. Why didn't I notice the golden sun method was this flashy before? This is bad. But the scariest part is Lin Yi. She spends forever in the kitchen making a gourmet meal for him. "Dinner is ready, cousin. We have got tomato beef stew, cucumber salad, and corn rib soup." He slowly walks to the table and sits down to eat. "Wow, you went all out. Just leave the dishes for me." She quickly shakes her head. "No way. I am staying here for free." She is too polite, like scary polite. She handles the housework like she has got some serious obsession with being perfectly clean. Phuong Yi thinks to himself as he grabs a piece of perfectly cooked pork and drops it onto his rice. They sit across from each other in total silence. He lets her do her thing so she will finally stop being so guarded. He just acts normal. It is the only way to figure out what kind of secrets she is actually hiding. Lin Yi is blanking out when her phone suddenly buzzes. He looks up. "What is up? Is one of your friends calling?" A look of pure panic flashes across her face. She hesitates, clearly not ready to answer the call right then. Phuong Yi stands up to give her space. "I will let you talk." Heading back to my room, Lin Yi tries to stop him. She opens her phone, eyes tracking him as he leaves. Then she answers. "Wait, what did you just say? The great shift is happening again tomorrow? When? 3 p.m.? Don't worry, I will definitely be there. Count me in." She agrees immediately, having no clue that Phuong Yi is literally floating outside the window, listening to every single word she says. "Okay, see you at the Burning Sun gate. Be there or be square," he whispers to himself. Burning Sun? Isn't that famous spot on the edge of town? It's an hour drive. A blue mist floats out, catching his attention. It is official. My little cousin is definitely a cultivator in this new era of rising spiritual energy. He took a quick peek inside. Lam Yi was sitting still, training hard. Good thing his current power level makes him practically invisible to her. Raw energy pulsed around the little girl, Phuong Yi wondered. She is just a high schooler at 2-star Ghost Realm, already leveling up. Maybe that crazy talent is why her personality is so weird? The sun was setting as his eyes turned cold and serious. "So my cousin's summer camp is a lie. The great change is real. She must have heard about the event and made up an excuse to come." His hands gripped the wall. Every great change brings power and a chance for new magic. He smirked, wondering what powers would pop up in Duong Hoa. Then, he let it go and vanished. Whatever. Suddenly, Lam Yi snapped her eyes open, sensing something weird. That is really strange. She stared out the open window at the moonlight, wondering if she was trippin'. Felt like someone was watching. Cut to Duong Hoa town, where houses are nestled between rolling green mountains. A voice calls from the gate. Wu Mao runs up, grabs her shoulder, and asks about her cousin's place. Is he hot? Her online name was scammed out of $5. Lam Yi rested her chin on her hand and answered coldly. Yeah, he is fine, but honestly his looks are pretty basic and regular. He is not the famous heartthrob type that you usually like. Hearing that, Wu Mao sighed, looking pretty disappointed indeed. Number 81 walked over, smirking. Yi thinks everyone is mid. Her handle is 81-year-old beauty. That is her style. The old man nearby spoke up. Everyone is here now. Let's get down to the real business. Lam Yi realized something. Wait, is that guy a no-show again? He told her it is still just the 6 of them, and she is not coming. She shrugged. He's always mysterious. Let's go. Fang Yi watched them walk away from above. He thought his cousin's team actually looked strong enough to move without being seen. He could instantly read their power levels. The weakest is a 2-star. That guy is a 3-star. A strong member is missing? He sat there, eyes narrowed. On the town mountain, sharp eyes were plotting. Looking into the distance, a mysterious voice began to speak. Suddenly, a giant vine dropped from the sky, looking just like the magic beanstalk from that old story. It was massive, roots spreading everywhere. The vines appeared randomly around town at odd times. Nothing like what the travelers knew, not weather or shifting earth. It defied all logic. A strange object from the void, drifting silently. No thunder or sun, just a quiet, flickering presence. The 6 entered the mist. Number 81 gasped. They stood near the vine. The power was unreal. Suddenly, Wu Mao stopped. Wait, we shouldn't go any further. Wu Mao was shaking, clutching her backpack straps. Her eyes were wide with terror as she started to stutter. Seeing it in person feels totally wrong. I am freezing. Did you guys see the leaks on the forum? Wu Mao whispered. My friend was on that team. They tried to approach it before. They were stronger than me. She whispered. But after they got here, they vanished. Her voice cracked. We are next. Despite her warnings, they pushed inside. Nowhere to hide. She stood there trembling, face pale as a ghost. She clutched her head, mysterious energy leaking everywhere. I thought I could handle the dangerous life of a traveler, where you either win or die. Seeing this? I am straight up terrified. Her gut told her this was no ordinary glitch. We are talking a top-tier cosmic anomaly, totally unknown, powerful, and complete nightmare fuel. She bit her lip as tears started falling. I am not ready to die here. I need to pull back now. Number 81 just stood there, totally speechless. Lin Yi felt the panic and agreed to the plan immediately. Yeah, you are right. We all feel that creepiness. The girl stared up at the vines and got real serious. There is this ancient, desolate energy inside these vines that I cannot even describe. It is like being dragged through time. Everything is rotting and the life force is being sucked dry. No wonder we are all feeling so uneasy right now. It is like the thing literally wants to swallow our lives whole. Suddenly, Lin Yi grabbed Wu Mao's hand so hard she jumped. The girl yelled with a face set in stone, "This is the path of a true warrior." Fang Yi watched from above, thinking to himself that the dark energy down there was way too heavy. I have seen plenty of weird stuff, but besides dark mutations, these vines are the most annoying. He narrowed his eyes at the group. Training here? Bold move. The massive vine trunk right in front of Fang Yi was already soaked in a deep, dark red blood. There was a body just hanging there. He let out a low whistle. This plant should represent life, but it just feels like death. It is like some hollow corpse pretending to be alive without any soul left. Lin Yi stood up and shouted. Listen up, everyone. We are officially out of time to sit around and overthink this. The danger is literally right on top of us. Stay where I can see you, she warned from her spot on the branch. Do not wander off. The rest of the group dropped down and started to focus. Lin Yi scanned the area and finally felt a bit better. She sat on a thick branch and immediately began her intense cultivation practice. A massive wave of energy began to swirl all around her. A light breeze caught Fang Yi's hair as he watched. Not bad. They are staying alert, keeping a safe distance while they absorb all that power. Definitely at the very top of the class. She picked the perfect spot to maximize her gains. No rushing, no retreating. Then, her power sphere suddenly exploded outward in a flash. Fang Yi watched the intense light show in the forest. Is she really about to level up her stars already? She is already hitting 3 stars? My little cousin has some seriously insane talent when it comes to this stuff. As the sphere grew, Wu Mao cheered and number 81 was stunned. Lin Yi is incredible. I honestly cannot believe my own eyes right now. She actually did it. Suddenly, the vines started glowing and twitching. The older guy spun around on pure instinct to see. He screamed a warning to the group. "Heads up, those vines are coming right for us." Number 81 started to panic. "What? How did they spot us from this far away?" Two guys got snatched up instantly and started screaming for help in total despair. "Somebody help me!" Wu Mao bolted. "Get moving. If we stay here, we are all dead meat for sure." Total chaos broke out, but Lin Yi just sat there, frozen deep inside her glowing ball of pure energy. Her breakthrough is making way too much noise. We cannot let those vines get to her while she is vulnerable. If those things touch you, that ancient rot will wrap around your body and dissolve you into nothing in seconds. A massive vine slammed into her shield, and I could see it starting to crack under the pressure. Lin Yi grimaced. Number 81 grabbed Wu Mao's arm. "We can't leave her." Wu Mao snapped back. "What the hell do you want from me? You want me to shield her? She chose to train here. She is the one being reckless for the sake of power. I am supposed to risk my neck so she can level up?" The older man told number 81 to just stay calm. "Look, it is her time or it is not. If we do not leave now, we are all just digging our own graves. You are young and emotional. We are all just strangers who happen to meet on the road, that is all." She slapped him across the face. Number 81 roared, "Get lost then. I am never going to abandon a teammate like that." Phuong Yi watched the drama unfold. My cousin probably has no idea how much danger she is actually in right now. He worried. After all, she is still just a student. These vines are terrifying. I am not even sure if my current power is enough to save her, but we are officially running out of time. Those vines are tightening their grip around her protective sphere right now. Phuong Yi reached for his sword. "I promised I would keep her safe. A promise is a promise, and I am not breaking it." Number 81 lunged forward to fight, but she slipped. Suddenly, those vines had her pinned down tight and she could not move. The vines were trying to punch through Lin Yi's shield. Phuong Yi gripped his weapon and leaped into action to help. Number 81 screams like a maniac. Little Mao is a total mess, sobbing while watching a massive fireball crash straight into those creepy vines with insane force. Total carnage. One foot touches down slowly. Fang Yi is straight up glowing, hovering right in the middle of all this absolute chaos. Big Uncle and Little Mao are freaking out. The vines are actually backing off. The attack just stopped. That fire is torching the vines. Fang Yi is cranking out massive energy, just straight up crushing the plant's insane destructive power. The light is blinding. Uncle shades his eyes, thinking, is this guy a celestial traveler too? No way. Number 81 is baffled. So it is the extreme yang attribute? It makes sense. Only someone with such high-tier power would dare to be this crazy and reckless. Uncle pushes back the vines and grinds his teeth. Why him? He thinks he has got some god-tier talent? This guy hit 3-star ghost rank in no time. In this entire country, you could probably count the number of travelers that fast on just one hand. He glares up, his face full of pure spite and jealousy. Forget that mysterious freak. Lin Yi's natural talent is basically on the same level as mine. Fang Yi swings his blade to the side. Down below, Uncle is just standing there with a million thoughts racing. If there are more celestial travelers like him out there, then what does that make us? Are we just tiny background stars meant to make his moon shine brighter? You didn't just crush me, you wrecked all of us travelers. Fang Yi's cold, sharp stare and icy expression flicker in and out of that massive, overwhelming energy field. What kind of monster is this guy? System alert. Extreme wood attribute detected. Recording data now. All right, recording is a success. Fang Yi hovers as the vines keep sprouting everywhere. He is straight up sucking the life and vitality out of his surroundings to heal all his wounds right away. This wood attribute is insane. As long as there is life nearby, he is basically a self-charging perpetual motion machine. Those glowing vines are stretching out, and the system is pulling the attribute right out of them. Phuong Yi shuts his eyes as vines wrap around him. System says the desolate attribute has been fully extracted. This desolate power can rot all surrounding life in an instant. Suddenly, Phuong Yi's eyes snap wide open. Green light glows in his eyes. Honestly, it is no surprise that these creepy vines can only grow in such a dangerous and rugged wasteland like this one. The massive energy swirling around him slowly fades away. Phuong Yi scans the area. If this plant grew anywhere else, it would suck the life out of everything for dozens of miles. He looks back at the retreating vines with a cold, sharp stare. Fatal deprivation. This desolate attribute is just way too overpowered. It just steals life from others. Suddenly, a sweet voice catches him totally off guard. Thanks for saving my life, big brother. Number 81 is totally beat up, limping over with zero energy. Thanks. We would be dead meat without you. How can we ever pay you back? Phuong Yi just waves them off. No worries. See you around. Honestly, I only managed to get here and score these massive life and desolate attributes because I followed their trail. Let us just call it even for now. Truth is, I am the one who really scored here. Uncle and Little Mao just stare at him. Fang Yi thinks he should probably keep an eye on those two brothers. He grips his shiny blade tight and launches himself way up into the air. When things get dangerous, people show who they really are. A messy, unorganized team like this just isn't safe when a major disaster finally hits. Little Mao's eyes go wide. He is gone already? What do we do now? Uncle asks coldly. You regret not saving him now? He turns to Lin Yi, who is inside the barrier. The threat is finally gone and Lin Yi just hit rank 3. Our absolute best move right now is trying our hardest to stay with this team. Her eyes slowly open, looking all dazed. Lin Yi stands up, and 81 yells, You are finally awake! Uncle thinks if she is smart enough, she won't let this mess ruin our relationship. Forget that. Think about that mystery guy. Lin Yi looks at the bodies on the ground. What happened here? Next to them, the vines are still smoldering. Lin Yi looks totally terrified as she processes the scene. This yang energy is insane. Even from this distance, I can still feel that overwhelming scorching heat. Uncle walks over and offers to explain everything. Let me tell you exactly what went down, he says. Lin Yi walks toward Fang Yi's place, her head spinning. Can someone really be that powerful? Uncle had already planted the idea in her head that the guy was basically a total monster. He describes the incredible scene of Fang Yi alone using his massive power to block the vines. Those plants we couldn't even scratch? He sliced through them easily with one hit and forced them to back off quickly. See? The vines are retreating. Uncle looks totally miserable and defeated as he speaks. Now those vines are straight up retreating into the sky, shriveled up like they are terrified to even come near us anymore. Lin Yi quietly opens the door, her uncle's words ringing in her ears. That dude's power is seriously on another level. He is gone, but those vines are still acting like scared little chickens. No more of that crazy screaming from earlier. As soon as she walks in, Fang Yi is right there waiting. You back? He asks, looking super worried. You look pretty rough today, kid. Lin Yi awkwardly lies. Just school stuff. I am beat. She bolts to her room while Fang Yi yells, Glad you are working hard. Keep up the grind. Get some sleep. I will order takeout later. She just gives him a cold. Yeah. The second she is inside, Lin Yi collapses against the door, gasping for air. She looks totally wiped out. Leveling up is a total brain drain. Controlling spirit energy to trigger that judgment power is way harder than pulling an all-nighter for 1 month. She flops onto her bed and checks her phone. Good thing I am not normal anymore. Pulling a few all-nighters won't kill me. Just gotta push. But this training is a Pathfinder's destiny. The whole world is starting to shift in a big way. While Lin Yi is lost in her head, Fang Yi quietly slips out of the house. Living a normal life like my cousin? No way. Suddenly, something on her phone screen makes her eyes go wide with shock. A message pops up. It says, Jia-lan, if you find any trace of that powerhouse, let me know. It hits her. This is the very first time Jia-lan has ever posted in this group. The screen shows the chat between Lin Yi and that Jia-lan person. Jia-lan, if that expert left a trail, let me know. Yi Fengge replies, Got it, Jia-lan. But look, I have a question. Do you think the person who saved us could be that legend from the Dark River incident everyone talks about? If it really is that legendary master, why would someone like that bother saving us? Viral posts are exploding online right now, all talking about Fang Yi's insane power level. Breaking news! Breaking news! A high-level Yang attribute master returns. That sword strike was like a rainbow piercing the sun. The daylight was completely swallowed up by a massive white light. I have seen that exact glow and fire explosion before in the Dark River zone for sure. We were forced to bolt from the cave. I am telling you, that was the one. No Pathfinder in the whole country dares to face him. If you see him appear at a disaster site, do yourself a favor and stay away. As night falls, a figure stops their bike on the side of the road. Fang Yi hops on, making a silent choice. All right, Lin Yi should be dropping her guard around me now. She won't suspect I am actually following her when I head out. He pedals away fast. This is the perfect time to try and absorb that desolation attribute. That desolation attribute is definitely more connected to plant life. As he rides, he remembers the white skeletons left on those vines. It is a sinister, corrupting attribute for sure. It is basically pure corrosion. Absorbing that stuff might cause a serious bad reaction. He feels a surge of worry. Plus, it could totally clash with the lightning attribute he is currently using. Fang Yi thinks to himself, the best move is to find something similar to that crazy demonic tree. Those vines dropped from the sky because they felt a massive surge of spiritual energy. By choosing to evolve, they gave birth to that desolation power. He smiles to himself and mutters, I know exactly where I need to go. Fang Yi heads toward the rolling hills under the bright moonlight. He parks his bike right in front of the city forest park gate. He slowly walks toward a patch of wildflowers. I need to find a plant that can create a massive spiritual resonance with my energy, something that feels like a perfectly lucky match. He closes his eyes tight. trying to sense something in the air. Energy swirls around him as Phuong Dich spreads his arms, releasing a burst of spiritual aura. That spiritual energy makes the tiny flowers start to tremble. So this is really how plants react to spiritual power? He thinks to himself. Yeah, it is intense, but the level is not high enough. I need more. Phuong Dich yells to control the flow. Give me even more power. Suddenly, his eyes snap open as he feels something. One tiny flower is swaying gently in the breeze. Phuong Dich stares at it for a long moment. Is this the one? He steps closer, reaching out to touch the petals. The petals wrap tight around his finger, drinking up the energy greedily. Once it is full, the flower suddenly bursts with life. Phuong Dich gives a gentle smile. Man, you have got spirit. This wildflower is just a plant, but it acts like a hungry little puppy. After drinking its fill, it even starts rubbing against my finger. He gently pets the flower, and it reaches up into the center of his palm. Phuong Dich talks softly to the flower. In this entire forest, only you react this strongly to my energy. You are perfect for the desolation power. So, I am picking you. Are you ready for this? He reaches out his hand, keeping just enough distance as a surge of power explodes around him and the flower. Phuong Dich snatched the flower up fast. The system popped up, asking if he wanted to slap the desolate attribute on it. He just said, yeah. Suddenly, his power exploded upward like it was trying to rip the freaking sky open. Then he saw something weird. The flower started blooming like crazy, growing way more than just those 5 original petals. That white blossom looked straight up mystical, glowing in the dark woods like it was packed with some insane magic. Phuong Dich just stood there, watching the raw energy pulsing out of the flower. Looking at the total wreckage, he realized this desolate power was terrifying, like a demon's touch. Only 3 seconds in, and it had already sucked the life out of a massive chunk of the forest. It was totally overpowered and still spreading like wildfire. In that whole dead forest, only the spot where he stood was glowing with energy. The little flower shivered and started getting bigger and bigger. He didn't overthink it, just grabbed the flower and bolted. If he stayed any longer, those Aura Association goons would definitely show up. Phuong Dich took one last look back before disappearing. This was the heart of the city, and the Aura Association was bound to notice this massive energy spike. These kinds of plants are seriously dangerous. Once inside, I noticed way more security cameras. The whole place was ghost town quiet, with not a single tourist in sight. He gripped the flower tight, wondering why it was still absorbing energy. How was it even alive without any roots? Phuong Dich touched the petals and gave a soft smile. Compared to that reckless feeding frenzy from just a minute ago, the way it absorbed energy now was way more gentle. Truly a miracle. Even after being ripped from the dirt, its spiritual energy didn't drop at all. Before I picked this thing up, it was just some random, ordinary wildflower. He wondered if getting that attribute triggered an evolution, like it had finally smashed through some kind of invisible spiritual ceiling. Suddenly, a red light flashed and a voice screamed a warning. Abnormal readings detected. Threshold exceeded. Warning. Threshold exceeded. Phuong Dich panicked and started hauling tail. Crap, did the security system actually pick me up after all? Move it. The system wouldn't shut up. Warning. Abnormal readings detected. Warning. Threshold exceeded. Over at the plant research lab, everyone was losing their minds. The readings are off the charts. What the heck is going on? A voice barked out orders. Get your bracelets on and get to the park. Lock it down now. No one gets in or out. The scanner screen flashed 30 and started beeping like crazy. One of the guys gasped. This is insane. The north gate at the university only hit 8 or 10, and even that legendary Dark River Dragon capped at 25. His partner nodded. No kidding. If the aura levels spike over 10, the military is supposed to take over the whole operation. This park wasn't even at 10 when we started. A team member checked his gear and turned to the others with a worried look. This is so weird. Look at this. Humidity, surface levels, temperature, everything looks completely normal. Solar radiation is fine too, but it's like every single tree here just had the life sucked out of it in seconds. He stood up fast, wondering what kind of crazy attribute could have caused this kind of damage. I think we need to push further in. The center should be right up there. Suddenly, the lead researcher yelled for them to stop. Do not go any further. He looked dead serious. Do not touch anything. We are dealing with a desolate attribute here. A team member looked confused and repeated it. Desolate attribute? The researcher stared back at him. You guys ever hear about those giant vines hanging up in the sky? Both researchers were totally stunned. You mean that demon-like vine that they officially classified as a high-tier rank A mutation? The old man lowered his head and nodded grimly. Yeah, that is the one. It is rank A because it is freaking lethal. That thing is so brutal it has left a trail of broken bodies behind it. And it is all because it has the desolate attribute. It is a terrifying power that sucks the life out of everything nearby and keeps all that energy for itself. The guy from the squad bit his lip, totally terrified. Sweat was literally pouring down his face. Another guy spoke up. Teacher, if you hadn't stopped me just now, I would have been dead the second I stepped in there, right? The researcher just nodded. Plants with that desolate attribute are different. Everything around them becomes a total dead zone. Anyone who wanders in gets their life force swallowed whole. He went on, saying he had seen files on another desolate plant back in the country. It was an ancient tree in a forbidden zone over in Kang City. That rotting old tree poisoned the whole forest and turned it into a no-go zone. Anything living that gets close just gets skewered. The researcher rubbed his chin, looking deep in thought. His voice sounded low and eerie as it echoed through the silent, empty woods. With the world changing like this, we definitely cannot underestimate how dangerous these mutated plants can be. Based on what we know, right now, the wild attribute is the heavy hitter for awakened plants. Beyond the usual ancient trees and vines, a brand new wild energy just hit the scene. Suddenly, a voice from behind slices through the suffocating tension. Do not worry, I have already been briefed on the entire situation. Han Le grips the researcher's shoulder, making the poor guy jump. Major Han. The soldier snaps out an order to them immediately. All researchers suit up in hazmat gear and follow us into the hot zone. Everyone scrambles to get their new protection on quickly. Under the night sky, boots crunch silently across the barren wasteland. The lead scout reports no sign of the wild heart yet. I thought only those vines were supposed to be able to move around? Is the wild energy fading? We've only been in the woods 5 minutes and levels dropped to 25 already. Han Le shoots a serious look over. Let us scout ahead. Thanh Huynh nods. Fine. They crouch low, priming their secret powers. In a flash, the two of them blink out and vanish into the distance. Thanh Huynh's eyes go wide with pure terror. Wait, is this Han Le is sweating bullets too? His voice shaky as he confirms the source was dug up by someone else. The researcher is so stunned he can barely get the words out. Stolen? How is this even possible? Han Le looks down, his face full of gloom. If someone actually raided the source from inside a wild forbidden zone, we really need to investigate who they are. Thanh Huynh speaks up with a sense of urgency. Major Han, I know what you are thinking, but there is zero spiritual energy left by this mysterious master. He does not seem to care. Just pulls up his device. After some heavy data mining, we found a match. This guy was at the center of both anomalies. She looks at the screen and whispers the name, Phuong Dich. Han Le says coldly, I am handing his entire file over to you right now. This is likely the same person you met before. I will let your association handle the rest of the heavy lifting from here. Thanh Huynh stands frozen in total silence for a long moment before finally replying, I understand. 2 hours later, Phuong Dich is back home, gently holding his new flower pot. He smiles, stroking the petals with care. My first time planting anything cannot have you without a pot. This is the little home you picked for yourself. So, quit clinging to my hand already. This little white flower is a natural. With that wild attribute, it will keep growing and become a killer sidekick. The white flower pot glows with a faint blue light while watching Phuong Dich. The wild attribute is special and helps a lot in a fight. It creates some crazy effects in combat, right? Plus, it looks completely ordinary, so it does not stand out. It is the perfect low-key disguise. If MANHWA accidentally sees it, she won't suspect a single thing. In a real-world brawl, having a totally normal appearance is actually the best camouflage you can have. In a real fight, raw power is only half the battle. What matters is who has more secrets. Suddenly, his phone vibrates. A call from his old neighbor, Old Vuong. Phuong Dich wonders, Old Vuong, isn't that my childhood best friend? He has been in the army for 3 years. He remembers school. Old Vuong's real name is Vuong Luong, and he lived right next door. They were desk mates from elementary all the way through middle school. They should have been desk mates in high school too, but that kid suddenly just up and said he wanted to join the military. Phuong Dich picks up and asks, Hey man, are you back? Vuong Luong answers, Yeah, let's grab a drink at the usual spot. Phuong Dich is surprised. So sudden? He scratches his head nervously. Yeah, I've got a really important secret for you. Don't pass out when you hear it, okay? Vuong Luong sets his phone down. Sitting directly across from him are Thanh Huynh and Ko Lam. He speaks up clearly to report. I did exactly what you asked, sir, but I have one request regarding his safety. Ko Lam slams her hand on the table and crosses her arms tightly. Just do your job, soldier. Don't go around doing extra things you weren't asked to do in the first place. If he turns out not to be the guy, then just be a good friend and give him some friendly advice to stay safe. Phuong Dich and Vuong Luong clink their glasses together. Phuong takes a careful, tiny sip of his drink. He thinks to himself, looking at his friend, life in the army must have been seriously brutal on the guy. This total idiot, Vuong Luong, has actually grown up a lot. He drains his beer and lets out a really heavy, tired sigh. These last 3 years have been a lot, army life, you know? How about you? Phuong Dich smiles. Doing okay. Getting into college wasn't too bad. The soldier lets out a gasp. Phuong Dich remembers his past life, the absolute chaos, the ruins, and the heavy smoke rising from the violent riots in the streets. To be honest, I never actually got the chance to see Vuong Luong ever again during those chaotic and war-torn times. Don't even mention the news. He's a soldier. He likely died in some nameless battle at some unknown time that we will never know. Is there any way to change my old friend's fate this time? Suddenly, Wang Liang asks all nervous, "Hey, I gotta know, have you seen anything weird lately? You know, like in those movies? Like zombies or monsters or whatever?" Fang Yi gets suspicious. Makes sense in the army. Knowing about the world's energy recovery is not strange at all. Is he testing me? Feng Yi snaps back with a cold stare. What are you even saying? Wang Liang looks terrified and warns him. If nothing's weird, good. But honestly, I came here today because I need to tell you something. I'm not just being nice, but listen, in a few months, or maybe a year, every degree and every dollar we value right now will become completely worthless scrap paper. Everything gets reset. Hearing that, Feng Yi just stands there, totally speechless. His mind starts racing. A regular soldier would have been ordered to keep everything a secret, sign binding contracts, and never mention a single word about the Reiki awakening. So the army actually flagged me as a suspect and has been tracking my location. Since Wang Liang is my childhood best friend, they sent him here to probe me. Wang Liang puts his hands up to chill him out. Do not worry. As long as you do not reveal what we talked about today, you will be fine. Since I am playing dumb and acting difficult, Wang Liang still warns me about the coming changes out of kindness, even though it breaks military rules. Suddenly, his phone starts vibrating like crazy. A serious voice on the line screams an order. Wang Liang, 10 minutes. Get to the target zone now. He does not even hesitate before answering the command. He leaves Feng Yi in the dust and sprints away instantly. Sorry, bro. Emergency mission. No choice. You better head home now. I can't walk you out. Feng Yi stands up instantly and asks, is this mission related to the Reiki awakening? Let me come with you. Wang Liang stops dead. Feng Yi rushes up to him. He pats his shoulder and smirks. Take me along. This meeting we had, you're just following orders from above, aren't you? Wang Liang looks totally stressed. Feng Yi relaxes him. Look, man, whatever your bosses told you about me, I know you would never actually hurt me. Night falls. Feng Yi watches the forest carefully, analyzing the situation. Whatever the military is dealing with out here must be connected to how the world is changing right now. He follows Wang Liang into restricted military Reiki zone number 19. The sky is pitch black with thick clouds. Since the Reiki Association handles the anomalies, I wonder what the military is actually in charge of here. Great time to check the facts. The energy here is incredibly thick. It feels like the Reiki levels have even passed the levels in the polluted zones. They walk up to a squad standing at attention. Wang Liang reports for duty. Feng Yi follows behind and manages to successfully slip through. Suddenly, a massive explosion rips through the air, sending everyone reeling back. An entire squad of soldiers teams up, using their power to restrain the beast. The beast barfs a blast of red energy, sending several soldiers flying away. Fang Yi's jaw drops. This thing has a fusion attribute. Lam snaps back at him. Yeah, that freakish fusion of dark and fire attributes is exactly what turned this dog into such an incredibly aggressive and brutal beast. Soldiers are badly hurt. Lam, a 3-star Ghost Mansion rank military officer. She yells for Wang Liang. He salutes and screams back, "Yes, ma'am." Lam chews him out for bringing an outsider into a restricted zone without permission. Wang Yang stammers, trying to explain it isn't what it looks like. She cuts him off, annoyed. Whatever, it is an emergency. We just need you. Get over here and get in combat formation right now. Wang Liang barks a loud yes. Lam bites her lip and glances back at him. Is this guy really Fang Yi? He looks basic. His energy is barely buzzing. Maybe he's not the one, but there's no time to think. She warns him coldly. Since you are Wang Liang's friend, I am not going to repeat myself. Feng Yi answers her instantly. Yeah, I got it. Lam grabs her gear. Zhang Mi, Li Yu. The beast releases a massive wave of destruction. She levels her gun and fires. A flare hits the beast's head, making it scream in agony. The beast opens its massive jaws, eyes glowing red, letting out a deafening roar. Someone screams that its mutation is getting way more serious. He shouts a warning as the beast swings its claws right at Liyu's throat. Watch it, Li. He stops dead in his tracks, arms up to block. Lam snaps a command. Stay sharp, keep your distance. We have to drop this thing before it fully evolves. Li keeps his distance, watching Yi with a sharp, knowing smirk. This squad is the real deal, highly trained and trusting each other completely. Pure discipline and teamwork. Every member counts. When they sync up, their power explodes way beyond what any one person could ever do alone. Suddenly, his eyes go wide as he spots something weird. Yi yells out, "Run! You guys are no match for this thing." The beast lets out a massive shockwave, crushing everything in its path. Lam shouts orders, cranking the alert level to max. "Nobody retreats! We hold the line!" Liang rushes forward to follow the command immediately. "Got it!" That massive monster towers over Liang, forcing him to step back. "Look out!" Dark Abyss has fully fused with shadow energy and mutated. Its glowing red eyes look absolutely terrifying. Liang freezes, gritting his teeth in pure terror. Lam screams out his name in a panic. Yi grits his teeth, thinking they are toast. The beast slams its fist down, but Liang barely manages to dodge the hit. Lam clenches her fist and shouts, "Listen up! The Rank C threat in Forbidden Zone 019 has officially reached full evolution. It is Rank B now, updating battle plans." Yi just stands there, silent and dead serious. Suddenly, Liang coughs up blood. Yi rushes over to check on him. "You okay, man?" He gives a shaky smile and says, "I am fine. Tried to use spirit energy in that binding collar, but the backlash hit me hard." Liang struggles to speak, using his last bit of strength. "Do not worry about us. The soldiers of Zone 19 stay until the end." Yi looks down, feeling the weight of the moment. Lam slams her weapon down. "Listen up. No matter what tactics we use, we stay and fight. Everyone stand together and face that massive beast right now. Even if it costs every single one of our lives, that Rank B monster must not escape the zone." Yi stays silent, suddenly crouching to leap, while Lam watches in total shock. As he starts channeling massive power into his hands for an attack, she yells out, "What are you thinking?" Yi rockets into the air, surrounded by a swirling vortex of raw power. Tearing everything apart, his eyes glow as he flashes a wild, savage smirk. He sounds incredibly arrogant and bold. The beast lunges for a head-on clash, eyes glowing red and fangs bared. Yi soars high above the monster, preparing his strike. "Fine then, feel the power of this divine thunder." Yi slams that massive energy bolt right onto the beast's skull before it can even react. Time for a little lesson. Bolts of lightning and fire explode outward, looking like they will tear the world apart. The ground erupts and shakes so hard that the others can barely stay on their feet. Mi cannot believe what she is seeing and shouts, "Tell me I am dreaming. That is a Rank B monster that even Commander Lam could not take down solo." Liang's eyes go wide as he stammers out a question. "Commander, is my friend actually—" She knits her brows together and nods slowly. "None of us are seeing things." She lowers her voice and confirms it. "The guy is definitely a tyrant." Yi stands tall in front of the flames, slowly consuming the massive beast. His gaze sharpens as he speaks coldly. "Not dead yet? Guess I have to do this the hard way. Commander, Liang, both of you better back up right now." Lam and her squad move forward while she thinks. "We needed a whole formation for this. Teamwork and sacrifice just to face a Rank B, and this guy is doing it all by himself?" Her brow furrows as she wonders what kind of terrifying power she is witnessing. Just then, Yi raises his hand, and a crackling storm of lightning begins to swirl around him. Watching this, Lam has to admit something to herself. "I have to admit, this is the ultimate form of lightning. Even in all of the country today, this level of power is at the absolute top." Once the spirit energy is fully restored, she watches the power he is summoning and wonders with a deep scowl, exactly how terrifying will his evolution be? A massive vortex forms in the sky, with lightning bolts striking straight down into the dirt. Lam stands totally frozen watching the spectacle. Yi walks with pure authority, swinging his hand down to let that massive power shatter the ground. He really earns the title of tyrant. His eyes flash with a deadly blue light. His face is cold and full of pride. Li winces and groans. Just watching this gives me chills and makes my head spin. Mi stands there shaking like a leaf, stuttering over her words. Why does this lightning feel 1,000 times scarier than the dark attribute? I can handle being corrupted, but getting struck by lightning is where I draw the line. Yi slowly walks out and says, "It is over, Liang." Liang rushes over and scolds him. "You brat, you nearly scared me to death." He playfully smacks Yi's head and laughs. "I never knew my best bro was this talented." Phuong Dich sneered. "So this is how you repay me? I take out the dog and you come for me?" Wang Liang scratched his head, looking awkward. "Sorry, man, I figured you were an awakened. The military orders just kind of dragged you into this mess." He gave him a friendly shove. "What is with the vibe? 3 years apart and you are acting like a stranger?" "I know you better than that, dude." Jilan walked up, catching Phuong Dich's eye. He turned as she reached out with a smirk, clearly impressed and ready to make her move. "Phuong Dich, thanks for the assist," she said. He gave a small grin, his sharp gaze finally softening up a bit. Phuong Dich took her hand, keeping it chill. "No big deal. Just think of it as me looking out for my boy." Jilan got serious. "Forgot to introduce myself. I am Jilan, head of security for Forbidden Zone 019. You saved this place, so I need your contact info for the official report. Phuong Dich shrugged and agreed immediately. Yeah, sure. That is not a problem at all. Wang Liang was low-key hyped. Watching his high-ranking commander show massive respect to his childhood best friend, that was a whole different kind of flex. Jilan did not hold back the praise. Phuong Dich, your power levels totally crush most of the special recruits the military brings in. That is why I really want you to join the Xia country army. But a scout like me guarding some backwater zone probably does not have the rank to recruit someone like you. She looked down, thinking fast. His rank looks like a 3-star ghost axe, but his actual power is on another level. Honestly, he is way beyond even a spirit creator. This guy is a straight-up anomaly. Phuong Dich raised an eyebrow. Commander Ji, are you saying you think you are not good enough to hire me? Jilan did not blink. Exactly. There is no point in lying about it, and I am not ashamed to admit it. She lowered her voice. We are just following orders from the higher-ups on this one. They want to scout you, not just throw you into this chaos. I bet the big bosses will come invite you personally. He just chuckled. Whoa, let us not get ahead of ourselves. For real, I respect the hustle. Not everyone has the guts to put their life on the line for total strangers. I have never actually seen soldiers in a real brawl before. What was that thing you said earlier? It kind of hit me in the feels. She went quiet for a second before whispering a thank you. Phuong Dich touched his heart and spoke for real. So, if things get messy later, give me a shout. I will back you up, just like you backed us up today. Of course, living a normal life in these peaceful times comes with a major catch, though. No one messes with my training, and nobody tells me what to do. Absolute total freedom. Jilan was stunned, a flash of shock crossing her face, but he just waved her off. It is getting late. Time for me to bounce. Fair enough, she said. Wang Liang and I need to clean up this mutant dog corpse. I will get a ride ready for you. Phuong Dich walked away like a total boss. He finally started to get what the army was really all about. The squad watched him go. As he looked at the mountain base where spiritual energy pooled, a million thoughts raced through his mind. The military sets up shop in the danger zones where the energy is thickest. It lets the soldiers level up fast by training in high-energy spots, keeping the army's combat power at the top of the game. Plus, they act as a buffer zone, keeping the regular civilians safe from all the supernatural freaks out there. The second he was out of earshot, Jilan whispered, Wang Liang, calling your friend complicated is a massive understatement. He is something else entirely. Whatever we saw today, that was just a tiny taste of what he is actually capable of. Even so, we cannot even touch his level. For an awakened to hit this rank so fast, it means his instincts are sharper than anything we have ever seen before. He has got the luck, the guts, and the skills. You need all three to be that legendary. Wang Liang spoke up. Commander, if he is that good, cannot we sweeten the deal? Give him a better contract or something? If you think you cannot recruit him, let me try. We go way back, right? Jilan just shoved his head down and started teasing him. Whatever, kid. Now quit talking and help me sweep this crime scene already. Wang Liang gave in. As night fell, the entire block went pitch black, except for Phuong Dich's place, where the lights were still burning bright. He sat inside, locked in on his training. He had blown his cover today, sure, but he had kept every power hidden except for his lightning skills. Besides, judging by how they acted, having the military on his side might actually be a win. Phuong Dich thought back on everything. One thing was clear, his lightning powers were rare, like super rare. They were unique and totally countered the dark element. No wonder the military was so thirsty to get him on the team. He looked down, let out a heavy, tired sigh, and realized they would do anything to pull him in. They won't try to bully me. Instead, they will give me a seat at the table, the fastest route to leveling up, and access to all that top-secret intel. He finally understood the difference between the army and the association. Jilan and Thanh Huynh were on totally different squads, yet played the same game. Phuong Dich's mind was racing about those night guardians. They're basically the sword in the shadows. The country's ultimate shield, doing whatever it takes to keep the locals safe and sound. The government is playing both sides using restricted zones for protection while signaling that the aura is finally coming back. Walking under those bright city lights, it's clear the feds are using these zones to shield the average person. But they're also low-key prepping everyone for the big energy comeback. This two-pronged plan buys folks more time. They don't want people losing everything and ending up as refugees the second things get weird and dangerous out there. A golden light spirals right into Phuong Dich's core. He grabs that power orb, man. This restricted zone is absolutely loaded with energy. Absorbing all that raw power didn't even make me feel like a level up was coming. But after just a few minutes in here, my body is buzzing with energy. The power surges, glowing bright, and Phuong Dich's eyes turn a sharp gold. This is it, the sign of a major breakthrough. Lam Wai walks down the street clutching her bags, wondering if her cousin made it home yet. She's wandering solo, hoping he can finally taste test her cooking to see if she's actually improved. Suddenly, a massive beam of power shoots right up, basically ripping the sky wide open. She froze in her tracks, eyes wide, totally speechless, and just staring. All she can see is that blinding light. Are those energy waves from someone hitting the Ghost Axe realm? It's exploding, sending out a massive aura that's covering the entire city. No, wait, this vibe is terrifying. Suddenly, that energy goes wild, forming a massive cloud ring in the sky. Lam Y wonders, could someone actually be breaking through to the spirit creation realm right now? Lam Y stands there paralyzed, watching this wall of power look like it's about to shred reality. It's moving. Wait, this isn't Ghost Axe. This massive energy looks like a giant finger pointing forward. Spirit creation realm? She stares at it, unable to believe what she's seeing, questioning everything. A cultivator? This powerful? Right here next to me? Meanwhile, the system alarm starts blaring inside the office. Warning. Anomaly index has hit 99. I repeat, the index is at 99. We have detected major energy fluctuations 5 kilometers southeast of the city. Hanla barks into his radio. What's the status? Everyone, move into the target zone immediately. Thanh Huyn's eyes are wide with worry. How on earth could an anomaly this powerful stay totally hidden until now? Numbers like these are enough to wipe out an entire city. The soldiers stand around watching the energy patterns exploding over the city skyline. Did a new spirit creation cultivator just appear? Either way, this place is facing a massive disaster, or maybe both are true. Hanley frantically starts barking orders. Call headquarters for backup. I want every advanced resource and piece of gear we have, minus the nukes. Someone rushes in, totally panicked. Major Han, the alarm has been cleared. The anomaly is gone. It was just a cultivator leveling up. Cut to Phuong Dich in his room, sighing and scratching his head. 1-star spirit creation. Seriously, was it really that easy to break through? Besides my body feeling way lighter now. Honestly, there doesn't really seem to be a massive difference. Phuong Dich checks his phone, sees a new notification, and feels a bit confused about it. It's from Vuong Luong. The chat screen pops up. Hey Liangshan Hero, you there? Liangshan Hero. Breaking news, a massive, unexplained fire just broke out at the Than University gym. Whoa. Yo, check this out immediately. My insider sources confirmed this is an anomaly from the contaminated zone. And get this, it's already the second time. You mean that weird heat wave at the North Gate? Now the whole campus is just catching on fire? Liangshan Hero, so you already heard about this too? I heard some cultivator cleared out the Than University contaminated zone before, but for some reason, the anomaly is already back again. Look, don't tell anyone I told you this. Got it? I'm gonna go find your boss right now. Hey Liangshan Hero, while we're on the subject, I really gotta warn you, man, your power level is getting way too high. Even my higher-ups say you're totally uncontrollable. I can't exactly cover for you anymore either. From here on out, you better watch your back. Phuong Dich reads this and nods to himself. Vuong Luong is right. This is exactly why I'm always wary of the Army and the Aura Association. Flexing too hard usually just brings trouble. That's why I'm keeping my Yang Flame and Crimson Fire arts hidden for now. He texts back a quick reassurance. Don't sweat it, I'll be careful. I've still got an ace up my sleeve. Right then, Lam Y walks in. I'm home, she asks her cousin. Did you eat yet? I brought some food back for you. He just says, cool. Phuong Dich felt grateful. Just leave it there. I will eat it later. He noticed Lam Y looking slightly annoyed. She sighed to herself. My cousin is actually a decent guy with 0 bad habits. His only real problem is that he is just incredibly lazy. Lam Y stared at him scrolling on his phone. He just loves rotting at home and doing absolutely nothing all day long. He skipped college just to stare at his phone all day. Honestly, education might not even matter later, but seeing him like this is just frustrating. Meanwhile, Pathfinders like us are constantly grinding and rushing around to different places every single day. We hunt for mystical treasures while hiding our secret identities from regular people. Yet here is my cousin living a totally stress-free life without a single care. Before heading inside, she took one last look at him. Then Lam Y just crashed onto her bed to finally get some rest. A powerful master from the spirit creation realm appeared right in this area, and it was absolutely earth-shaking news. Other Pathfinders have already felt the energy shift. Word about this is definitely going to spread like wildfire very soon. Whatever, I will just protect him to pay for my stay. Outside, Phuong Dich was re-watching the footage of his own fire powers breaking through. First it was heat, then it was a fire. Could this actually be the Yang attribute? The footage showed the flames burning up extremely fast and spreading with terrifying speed. He thought about how the gym courtyard was scorched to ash. Now the entire place is under lockdown with yellow tape everywhere. People commented, "Holy crap, that is a huge fire. Did someone in the dorm blow a circuit while cooking hot pot? That fire was huge. No wonder the elite schools are different. They even called in special forces for a fire. That is actually insane." Even special forces showed up? Is this even their job? Since when do special forces handle basic campus fire emergencies anyway? Phuong Dich looked worried. The video was short and cut off abruptly. This looks way more serious than what happened at the North Gate. I wonder what is different about this Yang attribute. I need to call her before I head out. The next day, crowds gathered outside the gates, phones out, hoping to catch something viral. Everyone was waiting for the next big thing to happen. Thanh Thanh University. I heard the school caught fire. Is that actually real or just some fake story? Any casualties? Why is such a massive incident not on the news? This whole thing feels way too quiet. Despite all the loud chatter and rumors spreading, someone was quietly and calmly walking toward the scene. It was about student safety and hazardous materials. When Lam and Phuong Dich walked in, everyone was just totally stunned. Who were those two? They looked so intense. People were annoyed. We are stuck out here, so how did they just walk right in? The two of them stood there with total authority. Lam looked around. It really burned this badly? Heavenly fire? Phuong Dich asked. She replied that the government actually came up with that dramatic name themselves. At night, the flames roared and spread across the mountain roads without any warning. It was a complete and total surprise. The fire starts suddenly and you cannot put it out. It just swallows everything at once until nothing is left. Fitting name, do you agree? Lam turned to him. Phuong Dich, I am heading to the principal's office. You coming or waiting here? He replied, Go ahead, I will stay here. She reminded him, Fine, just be careful. I will catch up with you later. Phuong Dich wandered around to observe. He reached down to check the soil, but the scorched earth was already cold. No spirit power from the heavenly fire left. Collecting it will be impossible. I guess I really made this way too simple. Suddenly, a shout from behind made Phuong Dich jump. Phuong Dich! He turned around and was totally caught off guard. So Thanh Ly asked, It really is you. What are you doing here? Her friend chimed in, asking who this guy was. Is this the ex-boyfriend you mentioned? The one who only got into some low-tier community college? She just gave a silent nod. Her friend patted her shoulder and laughed. Look, man, I know you miss her, but the gap is way too huge. Just give it up. Phuong Dich did not react. He just looked and asked coldly, Her? Her? People nearby started gossiping. Is that not so, Thanh Ly? Why is she talking to some random guy? Who is this loser? Probably just another pathetic fan trying to hit on the campus queen. I have never seen him before. He is not a student. What is security doing? I thought they were monitoring everything now. I thought security was tightened? Why let random outsiders in? I really hate people who come here just to chase clout and act like they belong. Her friend stepped closer to criticize him. Listen, Thanh Ly is the #1 girl at our school now. You should think clearly. Do you know how many guys way better than you are trying to date her? You do not stand a chance. Just go back home. This university is not a place for someone like you. Also, the campus is under lockdown right now. How did you get in? If you do not explain yourself, I am calling the cops immediately. Thanh Ly stays silent, blushing hard while feeling herself. Didn't he claim he'd never regret dumping her? Now look at him. Why is he showing up here now anyway? Total hypocrite. Suddenly, Lam appears and starts questioning him right there. Fang Yi, is this guy your friend? Fang Yi's voice is ice cold. High school classmate, but we aren't exactly close. She smirks. Oh, so just a classmate. Lam's vibe is so intense that Thanh Ly and her friend literally shrink back. Who even is this woman? And how does she know Fang Yi? Lam turns and says, I just spoke with the principal. Those stories about the Skyfire are way worse than we thought. It's too complicated to explain everything right this second. The principal's taking us to ground zero. Since you're the military's invited consultant, you've got to come along with us too. Fang Yi doesn't even blink before agreeing. No problem, let's go. The principal arrives with a heavy security detail barking orders. Clear out. While this gym is locked down, nobody is allowed near. Thanh Ly is so shocked her jaw drops. Is that the principal? She stares at his serious face and thinks. Usually, the guy is so busy that nobody ever even sees him around campus. Word is, even the vice principal has a hard time getting a meeting with him. Rumor has it nobody's seen him smile. Is he actually here just to see this woman and Fang Yi? This is insane. Thanh Ly's friend bows politely, looking awkward. Why's the boss here? To bust these two intruders or something? The principal stands before them, shaking hands and actually smiling. Hello there, it is a pleasure to meet you today. You're Consultant Fang, right? The one Officer G mentioned. Lately, these school anomalies have me so stressed I'm losing my mind. I was terrified students would get hurt in the fire. Having you experts here to solve this is a huge relief. The principal even bows to Fang Yi. I'm counting on you to handle this situation at the gym. Thanh Ly is stunned as the guards scream. Everyone back up. No more watching. I said get back right now. Students are losing their minds and whispering. Am I seeing things? I can't believe the principal is acting like that. He's treated like royalty by the principal. With all this noise, he must have some serious high-level connections or something. No wonder he got into our school. Look at that swagger. Only Thanh Ly is still frozen, totally unable to move. They start mocking her, making her feel so ashamed she just hangs her head and stares at the floor. Who said he was her ex? Her vision starts to blur. This can't be happening. How is any of this possible? Even if she tried to win him back now, she's completely out of his league. Standing alone as the gossip swirls around her, she realizes, during this whole thing, he didn't even glance her way once. Outside at Than Chung University North, the entire campus is surrounded by wild, jagged mountains and thick forests. The principal leads the way, followed by Jilam, Fang Yi, and a few other soldiers. Once the yellow glow at the north gate faded, I really thought the whole situation was finally over for us. Then the stadium just ignited out of nowhere. Fire trucks couldn't even touch it. We had to lock the scene down. He grinds his teeth in frustration. If it was just one fire, we could maybe explain it away to the public. But these strange anomalies just keep happening here. I saw fire fall from the sky, just floating in the air. The principal stops dead and looks up with wide eyes. He whispers, looking up. The other fires went out, but this one? It's the only one that stays burning. Fang Yi sniffs the air and thinks to himself. The smell of burning is everywhere. It's incredibly thick. He eyes the flaming basketball hoop. So this hoop right here is where the fire originally started? The principal nods instantly. Yes, and no matter what we do, this fire just won't go out. Ji Lam holds up a tracker showing the number 11. Fang Yi asks, "What is that thing?"